Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another exciting installment of the Voice of the Call Nation radio show. In my featured series, I have a featured title tonight, The Hidden Hand of Mass Confusion. And the subtitle to that is, What is Serious Beef? Now, when you got titles like What is Serious Beef and it's The Hidden Hand of Mass Confusion, you know things are going to get hot tonight. You know what's going down in Call Land. I'm sorry that we're late, right? So, like, share, and subscribe. Get a friend. This is Friday night, so you ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, you know? Most of you ain't working tomorrow. Most of you ain't got nothing to do on Saturday. I get to sleep in tomorrow, you know? So, basically, I could be here all night. That's why I start so late tonight. I'll go to 6 o'clock tonight if I have to. It is what it is. So we're starting late tonight. And so all you late birds and whatnot, welcome to Cow Land. Don't eat nothing tonight where it's kind of late, so you don't want to be putting any calories on this time of night, everything like that. But yeah, we're going to have a good show tonight. The topic is, what is serious beef? And I thought about this topic because I'm saying to myself, I see the discourse in Black America is at an all-time low. Look, Black people, like everybody else, look at celebrities and entertainers as role models, right? If you got people that you see making millions and millions of dollars, right, and they're basically petty and they're beefing over stupid stuff to the point of violence, right? You begin to think this is normal. One of the most famous beef was the beef between Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur, which was the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life. I think both of them to me were a bunch of cornballs back in the days. I didn't really respect either one of them as artists back in the days. Biggie and Tupac, when all the corny dudes that basically invaded hip hop back in the days, pushed that whole out there. Like, man, I like my lyrics. I like rap battles and stuff like that. But the fact that it divulged into friggin' beef where two people lost their life is friggin' serious. So it's something we need to talk about tonight. What is serious beef? How does this thing? And who is the hidden hand behind the stuff? Now, if you think these things are just happening, like a couple of years ago, there was a beef between, I think it was Young Dolph that got killed and Soldier Boy, and people lost their lives, and people walk around talking about my ops, opposition. And so we're going to talk about that tonight, and also, like me personally, I'll talk about this. I never had beef, I never had to look over my shoulder. I mean, I had to think about random Negroes rolling up on me. That's why I always packed the gat when I was coming out. But I never had no beef. Why? Because I didn't do anything I wasn't in the streets like that, So basically, I didn't see. The whole thing is this. Let me tell you something right now. If you're living a respectable life, right, even the degenerate street dude will respect that. And basically, even if he basically messes you, he don't mess with you at a certain level. Beef is reserved for people who they call a fellow dude in the streets. Everyone's trying to one up on each other. If you see somebody's a thug, he's a drug dealer, whatever like that, you feel entitled to take what it says, or you want to just destroy him. That's how it starts. And each one of them knows that each one of them, there's no, like I said, there's no honor among thieves. So basically, you'll have somebody that 1 minute they're kicking it, and next minute they got beef. What it'll be like, man, he said the wrong thing to me. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in real time. I used to listen to these guys when I worked at the club. Yo, some shit was said, and I'm saying to myself, man, you about to go to beef over something somebody said. What the way it came out was he was saying this. I said, okay, now somebody said something the way you took something the wrong way. Now it's time to pull out the gat, the chopper. This is what I witnessed over the years. I witnessed this nonsense over the years to the point where you have whole communities that are completely dysfunctional as young men destroyed the very fabric of the communities they lived in. So please don't come to me talking about the so-called Black community. The Black community does not exist. These beefs and everything like that. And it also goes back to somebody slept with somebody's baby. When we chose the road of cheating, sin, murder, hatred, jealousy, envy, all the major things that the Bible teaches you: jealousy, lust, envy, hatred, pettiness, whatnot, vindictiveness. all these things, basically, when you basically live by all these things, you become toxic, right? That's why anything sets people off that live like that. But if you live a pure life where you're positive and you're trying to think about things positive, like me, call what you want. But I think me talking about the African is something positive. I think it's positive. I'm always about positivity. When I talk about like look, in 2 weeks I'll be in Liberia, I think that's positive. I have a wife over there. I have a life in Liberia. I'm doing things. Now, that's why I will not sit here and be lectured by anybody about anything I say and do. Because on the whole, what I do is positive. You know, you may not agree with my tone. You may have misgivings and everything like that, but my tone and what I stand for is good. You may not understand it, and you're free to not look. You don't have to agree with me, but what you cannot do is compare me to people who are toxic. I'm gonna talk about these people, there's toxic people in the conscious community. I'm seeing it in the conscious community too. Where I just heard about a story where a black immigrant was beaten up by some so-called FBA guy, and he was sitting there grandstanding over it. So I knew it wasn't going to be a time before this rhetoric against black immigrants, back and forth between black immigrants and African Americans, black, whatever you want to call yourself, turns to beef. See, when it turns to beef, now it's serious. Now that's gone too far because beef is supposed to be in the streets. How does that how is that people who are supposed to be talking have a political discussion, but we're supposed to be talking about enlightenment and getting better? That's what politics is. Whether you're a Pan-Africanist, whether you're a civil rights person, whether you're a MAGA person, it's supposed to be about positivity. Or doing when you're a black national, it's supposed to be about positivity. If you're so-called FBAs, that's what I said. The FBA, the fact that the FBA is divulging into this, it shows me that FBA was never anything good. The ADOS FBA was never anything good. The fact that it's producing toxicity in the black community, when that tells me that's no different than gangster rap, it's no different than criminality, it's no different than thug culture, everything like that. So the bottom line is, this is what we're going to talk about tonight. This is going to be a good topic. What is beef? How do we stop it? Who benefits from it? So we basically like this. PVT early says, I don't have the time to look over my shoulders. I don't disrespect people. I joke, but I know when to joke and when with who. Yeah, some people you can't say certain things to. Or I remember I was watching this episode of what show was this? Which we call I think it was Sopranos, right? And all of a sudden, one guy said a joke, right, about Tony. And then all the guys like, oh my God, how you say that? Then Tony looks at the guy and he starts busting up laughing. Everybody's relieved, like, because when you're dealing with gangsters and murder, they know at least the thing you could say, could set them off. You could be dead, So people are like, oh my God, how do you say that? And he sort of laughed about it. He said, oh my God, because he knows the guy's pretty harmless or whatever like that, So the bottom line is it's played on popular culture too. It depends on who's saying the joke, who and what's the meaning behind it. But I do know this. I watched in my own eyes, right? Dudes that were in the streets, drug dealers and whatnot, almost get to the point where they pull out guns over it's just something slick somebody say, Chuko, you shut up. You're just nothing but a fucking black piece of shit. How about that? Shut up, brute Chuko. So the bottom line is this. So I said to myself, this toxic culture, this dangerous toxic culture, and I said like this, I will never forgive the people who basically monetize and put this platform, black on black violence, black on black toxicity, black on black beefs, There was a lot of magazines and records and news articles and TV clips that basically profited off the beef between Biggie Smalls or the East Coast versus West and all this kind of friggin' nonsense and everything, Chuko, man, I would look. I always respect what you're saying, but the thing is, Chuko. Let me just stop. I can't get sidetracked by Chuko. I'm sure he's somewhere along the line. He means well. It is dumb as shit, but I'm sure he means well. So let me stop picking on Chukwu tonight. Oh, Chukwu, I'm gonna give you a reprieve tonight. But the whole thing is, we basically are living in a toxic culture that basically, look, I'm saying like this. Everything that I've studied, right, leads me to believe that, and this is like I said, people are shocked when they look at this. They're like, when I talk about an Afghanistan, a nation state, or we should have never tried to assimilate into American society. People think hard. They're like, "Oh, dare you, Carl? I'm an American." When are you? I am sick and tired of seeing the African diaspora disaster channel, right? And you got these Section 8 welfare food stamp mothers out there online acting like purporting to be journalists, and everything is reparations and whatnot. Look, no one's giving your fat ass a welfare check. You're not getting it. I wish Phil Scott would stop using these women, and putting them out there like they're real credible journalists. That's what we've divulged into. You got a couple of Section 8 mothers out there who are supplementing the income with Phil Scott paying them nickels and dimes here and there. That's what it's come down to. That's where we're getting our news and information from. So it's and it's what it is. What it is. It's a caller. You try to beef with Phil. I'm not trying to beef with Phil. I'm just trying to basically just say, look, I'm just sick and tired of people. In other words, basically, on one hand, I believe people have a right to freedom of speech, right? I believe that people should be able to get on play, but people have to have a sense of discernment, right? It's like me personally, this is where I'm at right now, right? And people say, well, Kala, you're much older than most people that's on this line. So, of course, you're more accomplished. I get that. I'm older. I'm in my 50s. So, of course, I'm more accomplished than most people that come on here and stuff like that. But at the same time, right, I'm still going to start holding people accountable. It's like, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life? How are you making your life better? Right? If you can't answer that question, I don't want to hear what you have to say about racism. I don't want to hear what you have to say about the white man. I don't want you to hear what you have to say about the small hats. I don't want you to hear what you would have to say about Mexicans. I don't want to hear what you have to say about black immigrants and everything like that, because that's all that toxicity that seeps in. That's all it is. The FBA culture is just an excuse to transfer beef that would normally be black on black, whether it's East Coast versus West Coast, whether it's light-skinned people versus dark-skinned people, got a lot of dark-skinned people who are jealous of light-skinned people. I know that for a fact, And so I remember one time this one girl, pretty little light-skinned girl. She was cute, man, right? Anyway, she was working at 7-Eleven. Then one day I came in, her face was all cut up. I said, what happened to you? She said, this girl that lived in my building was hidden in the stairwell. She came out with a razor and cut her face up. She kept saying, you think you pretty or something like that, I was like, wow. She goes, it hurt so bad, my face. One night I got stitches and one night in her face, she almost bled to death. And it cut up in her face when out of envy, jealousy. This goes on in our culture. People are envy and jealous, and somebody got a little bit more than you got. They got a better car. So how many times I know people Yeah, perfect example. My boy Cedric, man. I'm thinking about this story, man. My boy Cedric, man. He was half black, half white. So I used to always say, Ced, I shouldn't say his name, but anyway, I don't think he mind if I say his name. I said, you ain't half bad, I used to always call him, hey, man, bro, you my boy. You ain't half bad, man. You're half black, so you ain't half bad. So anyway, I never forget, right? He's a young guy, man. We did club security together. He was basically he was like I was like in my 30s, right? And he was only like around 19 or 20. He was a young guy, man. He was tough as hell though, man. Mixed race kid, tough as hell though. Anyway, he had it going for himself, man. He did cybersecurity installations and whatnot. And eventually he got his own business going on, right? And he married this cute little dark skinned girl, man. She was cute as hell, man. I said, man, y'all gonna make a big family, man, because y'all genes together are gonna produce some pretty babies, Anyway, I went to his wedding, I went to his wedding reception. I had a good time. My guys from club security, man, And anyway, he moved. I remember, never forget, before he got married, he got his first apartment, right, in this rough section of Norfolk, right. And He moved right next to some thugs, right? In the part right there. He said, I'm just gonna mind my business and just do nothing. He like, I got some thugs in there. Yo, every night, these thugs would see him coming in one night. He would just say, hey, well, and go in his apartment, just don't do his own thing, right? And these thugs be out there just saying shit, man. Yeah, man. And I'll say you're chunky ass, chunky light skinned nigga. Mother F you. And he said, man, they be out there cursing, talking about me all loud out front or not. And I was like, what the hell I do to these motherfuckers, right? So he basically, like, every day he'd come out and find something, like somebody spit on his car. He would find one day they let the air out his tires or whatever. Everything they be sitting in the window watching him, just doing stupid shit, And then one day the dude just knocked on the door and whatnot. Yo, man, blah blah blah. I said, man, what the fuck you doing at my door? Anyway, one day the dudes ran up in his crib, right, and robbed him, right? So anyway, this is funny. Anyway, when he called the cops, right? The cops, right, was so mad because they had to come out. They hated this apartment complex, right? They hated coming out there. So when he went up to his apartment to take information, they found a joint, a roach in the ashtray. He said, what is this? And they arrested him for possession. And so he was facing like a year in jail. And he said, man, I called the police and whatnot, and I'm getting arrested. So fucking funny. But the bottom line is this, though. He was like, and then when he got ready to leave, because he got a job with his major alarm system installation company, and they gave him his own business when they contract for a whole area. So he was moving up to Richmond area. Anyway, the day he was moving out, man, those same guys were like, so I heard you're leaving. And they're like, man, good luck, man. One day we'll be out of here too, man. He's like, yeah, so good luck, man. It's nice knowing you, man. They were like basically crying because he was leaving. So broke after harassing him for like a year. They all broke it up because he was moving up. He said, yeah, I got a better place. I'm moving up to Richmond area. I got a job, a contract. I'm going to be my own business. I'm going to have a crew. I'm going to be my own business when I, like, man, that's good, man. That's good, man. Moved up when I moved there. That's what told me back then, man. You just have to basically get away from these Negroes. You got to get away from them, because the bottom line is this: they love beef, They live for beef. When you ain't got nothing else going for your life, when that you survive on beef. You got so much beef, you're gonna have a cholesterol. People live on beef, man, to the point where Negroes got cholesterol. But yeah, this whole idea of serious beef, right? I've never had serious beef because I've never been in a serious situation over somebody's money or some shit like that. I've never had beef with anybody, Beef is serious, Beef, look, let me tell you something about beef. I lost 3 cousins. The 3 cousins didn't make it to their 31st birthday. 3 cousins. My cousin Lenny died at the age of, died 1 month shy of his 31st birthday. My little cousin Ali, died at 29, was murdered. My baby cousin Albie, right, he died at 27, murdered. Over what? Beef. So I'm not here talking out of my ass. I'm talking about something that lived through this shit. And I asked him, so what the hell did they have to die for? Why my cousin Lenny, I can't call him now or not? Why I can't call my little cousin Ali, who I grew up with, Ali was like, little light-skinned kid, my little cousin Ali reminded me of Will Smith, cute kid, man. He reminded me of Will Smith. That's my little cousin Ali. My little cousin Albie, man. I'm his big cousin one night. He goes, man, I just want you to hang out with Elsa. And my cousin Jerome, his wife, was like, he wants you to come over because he wanted to hang out with his big cousin, because he wanted me. Cause I said, hey, why you invite me out here and whatnot? I'm headed back to Virginia. It's in New York. He goes, well, if you came, if I told you he was there, you wouldn't have came to spend time with me. You never see me or not. My little cousin was just so cute, And he said, my cousin's wife said, yeah, he just wants to spend time with his big cousin, Ain't nothing wrong with that. I said, all right, Albie. The last time I saw him, I was, all right, Albie, And about a year, 2 years later, that some little punk fucking blew his fucking brains out because of jealousy, Blew his fucking brains out over fucking jealous envy. Because Albie had a little cute little girlfriend. He had a new Escalade. He had going on. He has a little business going on. He He worked for the city, and he had his own gig where he had DJ equipment. They were doing shows in Queens, Long Island, and so so they were doing their thing, concerts on the side. His side hustle was doing concerts and DJing. This dude he brought around the family was jealous, and basically they were like, if something happened and Albie got the better of him in a fight. The dude was a little skinny little nigga. He got a better. The dude was saying, "I'm coming back," and everybody was like, "Yo," at the party, like, "Yo, man, you better go home, man." He said, "Man, that nigga ain't gonna do nothing." Dude came back, man. Sat him he was sitting in his car. Blow, blew his brains out right there in the car. So bottom line is this: look, beef is serious because people die behind beef. You gotta know when you're in a situation where little simple words. I really what I fear is I fear a lot of stuff that we say online might turn to beef. That's what I fear. If we get to that point, then we're just finished. And so can you imagine Umar followers and Tariq followers and GAT start coming out and whatnot? Then we freaking really lost. It ain't a matter of time for Tariq followers and some African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants, and next thing you know, bodies are gonna start piling up. That's what we're looking at, folks. This is why I want to talk about this topic to get a handle on this shit. Ross Moy, shut up. I'll keep talking about fucking dusty ass Africans. Like you're a fake African. You're a Haitian Frenchman. And using Africa as a cover. Nobody in Africa thinks like you. You goofball, respectful Africa. I'm not respecting nothing backward and retrograde, bro. That's a non-starter, That's a non-starter. Respecting degenerates, Why don't you just ask me to respect dudes who have child brides, Wouldn't that be better? Ross Moisture, Tell me I should respect bushmeat hunters, So please stop with all that nonsense and everything. I got Look, Ross Moyes. I'm not worried about other races hating us, right? That people don't understand something. Black people in America are not worried about people hating us. It doesn't matter what people hate. People are gonna hate us regardless. I expect people to hate us. People are jealous of us and envious of us. They're gonna hate us. That's the way it is. That's what goes top. You think I'm like Donald Trump? Do you think people with Donald Trump, the MAGA people, care if you hate them? No, I don't care. Nobody like that. I think you're living in the wrong century, Ross Moyes. Nobody in Black America gives a shit about being liked. We don't give a fuck about being liked. What you guys got to worry about is this beef back and forth. You guys keep saying, like, listen to idiots like Afrodamas. That turning into beef because you won't be safe because you are greatly outnumbered. So it's a word of wise to you. So that's why I basically talk. I saw this one guy. Basically, he's like bragging about the fact that he beat up some black immigrant, some Haitian or whatever like that. And he's like, "Yeah, these stupid tethers." That's what I knew. Haven Bullets did something, and bottom line, he said he was right. He said he knew it wasn't a matter of time for this translate the Bible. Tariq is stoking this stuff. It ain't a matter of time when you keep call somebody a tether and stuff like that, saying it is, and demonizing somebody before somebody acts on it, right? And then somebody gets hurt. And then Tariq gets to hide his hands. I didn't do nothing. I'm not no leader, no FBA movement, I'm not doing nothing, Well, whatever. Keep identifying with that tribe. That's why the Haiti and Africa are two poorest regions on the fucking planet. So I can't, Ross Moisture. I can't look at what you at. Look, I'm like this, man. I'm like this. I don't think Ross Moisture has ever been to the African continent. I don't think he's ever taken a trip. I don't think he can afford to take off work. I'll be in Liberia in 2 weeks. I'll be in Liberia in 2 weeks. I can't wait. So. So whatever he's weak in, when he got beat up, it is what it is, man. But it's unfortunate, So it's unfortunate, and You guys, man, keep running your mouth, man. I keep telling you, look, stop with this nonsense, you know? I'll be there in March. Yeah, right. You ain't going nowhere, Ross Moisture, you know? Have you bought your plane ticket yet? No. If you're gonna be there in March, you should have your plane ticket right now. You know, you think you're just gonna go to Africa? You know, it takes months to fucking plan a trip to Africa, as far as flights and everything. It ain't like you can just like you going to Dubai or flying to Canada or Mexico or whatnot. You know, yeah. Tariq Nasheed followers, man, are low income. Same thing with Phil Scott. You know his. You know, I look. The bottom line is this: when black people who make money, like myself, have no interest in people like Phil Scott with this FBA bullshit or identifying with FBA. That's so fucking ghetto and so low down and trash, you know? Yeah, sure you are, Ross Moisture. Sure you are, you know? Sure you are. I bet you anything you ain't got a passport, you know? Ross Moisture. But so bottom line is this, you know? You know, so it's like it's is what it is, folks, you know. This thing about beef and everything like that, you know, it has to stop because I'm like this, man. It does nothing good. And I know for a fact that the matter is white people sit back, right? Why do you think they give 50 Cent a platform? Why do you think people like Drew Barrymore and all these other people, they love 50 Cent? Because 50 goes out there, not like 50, right? But basically, have you ever known 50 to beef with a white person? Have you ever known him to get into a public squad with anybody white? No, everybody that he beefed with is black. There's a reason for that. 50, he's trained to attack other black people. That's all. He's trained to bully other black people, you know? White people keep people like 50 around, just like they keep P. Diddy around. They're bullies, they're tyrants, they're tyrannical to other black people, you know? And so that's how the white man maintains power and control by keeping black people beefing and fighting with each other, you know? Don't you understand where the college answer is coming from? This is why I don't like drill rap. I don't like none of this shit like that because it's all about beefing. You know? I'm gonna try to find this fucking video. Give me a second, folks. Try to find this video. You know, let's see. History. New thing I found that Nigeria's military at some meeting that Nigeria seems to don't fucking get it. You know, they simply don't fucking get it, right? I mean, before I get to that video I'm looking for, Nigerians don't fucking get it, right? Canada recently denied Nigerians entry into the Canada, denied them visas, and Nigerians all butthurt and upset, you know, butthurt and upset about how dare you do that to us or not, blah 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 blah, and Trudeau was supposed to be liberal. He basically denied them the visa. In other words, Nigeria is not as important as they swear they are. They're not that important, you know. They don't get it, man. You know, that's all. If you ask anybody on the planet who are the most clueless group of black people on the planet, it has to be Nigerians. You know, they don't get it. You are black, fool. They don't want you there. You know, you don't. You're insignificant to them. You know, so what the hell don't you understand? You know, so let's play this video.
Independent insurance agent First Connect was perfect to start my business. They do all the standing up.
standing up to Canada. Others commented that Canada did good, beginning to appear in the diplomatic relations between the two countries. And this is owing to a controversy. Nigeria has expressed its strong dissatisfaction over Canada's actions to deny visas to its military officers who were to attend an event in the North American country. Now, speaking at an event, Nigeria's National Security Advisor had condemned the Canadian government after the country's Chief of Defense Staff and other senior security officials were denied visas. He called the move disrespectful and boldly declared that the North American country could, quote unquote, go to hell. Now, it came after the country's CDS revealed that he and other military officials were blocked from attending an event in Canada that was meant to honor Nigerian war veterans. The Nigerian CDS said that he was invited along with his team to Canada, but added that while half of his team got visas, the other half were denied. He noted that this was a clear reminder that the people must stand strong as a nation and should no longer be taken for granted. Now, the comments by the National Security Advisor and the CDS triggered a debate on social media. While some praised the National Security Advisor for standing up to Canada, others commented that Canada did good by denying the military officials a visa. For now, Canada has not provided any reason as to why it denied visas after extending an invite to senior Nigerian military officials. However, it has come at a time when Canada has introduced new immigration regulations. According to the new regulations, immigration officers have the authority to cancel temporary resident documents under some circumstances. Canada claims this move, which came into effect in January, aims to maintain the integrity of visa programs and to protect public safety. But now local media reports suggest that the denial was due to a diplomatic error on the part of Nigeria. The West African country's foreign ministry allegedly did not attach a note verbal, which is with the visa application. And this note verbal is a formal diplomatic communication to another country that a high-ranking government official is visiting. And in its absence, the senior military officials' visas were rejected by the Canadian embassy. The reports also indicate that the Bola Tinubu-led government was working to resolve this issue. Now, whether this was known to the National Security Advisor or not is unknown, but his comments have surely created a diplomatic row between Nigeria and Canada. We will continue to get you more updates on this.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together.
All right, that's that. So let you guys mull over that. Nigeria being rejected by Canada, but I'm gonna find this video. About the ops and the gang violence, and that's tearing up freaking New York like crazy. This is insane. Thanks for everybody watching last night's show. And like I said earlier, folks, I basically think that me personally, no matter how much I criticize African Americans, Africans, Caribbean, this is not beef. This is just a civilized discourse of discussion. It may get rough sometime and everything like that, but it should never cross the line of talking about beef. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really feel some people are tinkering on when they talk to me, that it's turning into beef. It's not all that serious, folks. It's not that serious. When you get to the point where it's like beef, there's a serious freaking problem. A serious problem, when we start talking about beef. And beef is no joke. Beef is not something you play with. It's not something I tolerate, whatever like that. We can have our own discussions. We can have disagreements, strong disagreements, I say things and people say things to me that's over the top. I get it. That's in a normal discourse of things, right? But when we get to the point where people feel like they gotta friggin' threaten me or whatever like that, it has to be war. Look, I got no desire to harm anybody I disagree with on social media. Okay, that's one. Anywhere on social media, I have no basically like that. No, Frenchie, the idea of beef tonight is the fact that I'm talking about. I know what beef is in America in regular life, right? Because I lost 3 cousins to beef. 3 cousins didn't make it past their friggin' 31st birthday, you know? Now I'm saying to myself, right? I believe the discussions that we have online, right, should not turn to beef. And that should turn to beef. And I'm starting to see signs that it might just do that. You know, there's something wrong when things start turning into like violence and beef and stuff like that, you know. Nobody threatened me. Nobody threatened me, you know. Nobody threatened me, you know. Plus, I don't take threats lightly. I'm just saying that the discourse and what we're talking about, right, should never be confused with beef. You know, like people are like, oh yeah, Colin, we don't look. Me and Umar Johnson has serious disagreements. I have serious disagreement with Tariq Nasheed, you know, and many other people, right? But it's never going to get to the point where it's guns and fisticuffs and all the stuff like that. That's beyond the pale. And the bottom line, I would say that belongs in the streets, but I'm really thinking that should end in the streets. I'm gonna find this video exactly what I'm talking about, because we've made beef a cultural thing. To now, my generation started this whole thing with beef and everything with a Biggie, Small, Tupac. Now it's become so normalized. How do people think all this shit was just gonna go away? You know, no. The bottom line is these kids that are killing each other out here in the streets are a byproduct of what we left behind in the 90s, you know, in the 80s and 90s. But we didn't put our foot down and say, look, tell Jimmy Iovine, tell Vibe Magazine, all the stuff like that, where they made Black America the face of dysfunction, violence, and everything like that, you know. They took something innocent like hip-hop and turned it so dangerous and so toxic that 2 people lost their lives, Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur. So this is what I'm talking about tonight. I'm basically talking about this nonsense we have, right? Is this culture of beef and nonsense that we have in Black America. That's basically, it looks like it's going to seep into the conscious community, you know? That's what the next step is. I want to find this video. Let's see. I wanted to right here. President Trump started deporting unlawful. I want to find this video. I can't. Where's the thing at? I gotta learn how to start saving shit. You know. Anyway, what you call? I want somebody to come on here and look. I'll be honest with you. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Don't give a shit about the Super Bowl. You know. This is another thing I'm talking about. People always think I'm picking on Africans, but then G says, Carla, you really being hard on African Americans, Black Americans, you know, keep being hard. Look, I'm hard on you because you are my people, you know, and I'm saying that I don't like the fact that Black America is completely not the Black America I grew up in. I remember growing up, my happiest times were seeing my people in large gatherings and everything like that. Now you can't even goddamn go to a freaking carnival, right? It's gonna be spring soon, and here in Virginia Beach area, whatnot, we have all these things. We have these carnival rides, everything. Tell me why last year, one girl lost an 18-year-old girl lost her life in a stray bullet at a thing where kids and everything are running for cover because somebody had beef. And now it's because of the social media, these beefs are 10 times more toxic because people say something, oh, he dissed me, you know? He dissed me. Next thing you know, the guns are coming out because somebody said something online and dissed you, you know? Yeah, Beach Week. Look, the the bottom line is this: Virginia Beach police and state police are not playing anymore. You know, we got the handle on that shit down here. They're not playing no more. And you know, did it for when we had the Something in the Water Pharrell that really calmed everybody. It was a successful concert. You know, maybe you got to bring that here every year. But although we have a lot of kids that come down here have a good time, there's some people that come down here and they be looking for beef. You know, what is beef? Beef is just basically, dudes flexing on each other. Dude, you ask them what the hell? How did it all start? I don't know. Motherfucker look at me the wrong way. Blah blah blah. Next thing you know, there's fights and everything. Next thing you know, fights don't start with it don't end with just fisticuffs. It ends with guns now coming out. Yeah, Mount Trashmore. That's what it was. That was the girl that got killed at Mount Trashmore. You know, at a carnival. We had a carnival. I was supposed to go up there that day. You know. And so the girl got shot in Mount Trashmore. You know, just really, really stupid. You know, real stupid stuff. Because and the bottom line, the reason why it happens is because we as adults don't sit back and say enough is a fucking enough. Those who are putting this stuff out there to our kids to be listening to this stuff in the radio, putting it in their head, that's all right. This toxic hate. It's all right to bully people. It's all right to freaking attack people. That's why I get angry. But if people would spend more time with that and attacking me, you know, spend your time talking about the people that's destroying the freaking community. You know, not me. I'm not destroying anything. I may hurt your feelings once in a while, but I'm not doing anything destructive. You know, that's what angers me. You know, it really does. When people got so much vitriol for me, but they say absolutely nothing. It's all right to for Serena Williams to do crip walking, celebrating crip walking. She's a multimillionaire. Nobody. I'm waiting for somebody to say, you know something, that Serena Williams went over the line. You say absolutely nothing. Snoop Dogg, you know, man pushing 60, he out there gangbanging, this crip walking, you know, having women on friggin' chains and walking around like dogs on a leash, you know. And I'm saying to myself, yeah, G, really, you know, I wouldn't even say nothing if people weren't attacking me all the fucking time about every little thing I say. But you get all these people a pass. Big Meech, you know, he's responsible for bodies and whatnot. He's celebrated. Oh, Pretty said, like, I'm closer to Big Meech than Rick Ross. Rick Ross, who the fuck is Big Meech? You know, a drug dealer, a murderer. But the bottom line is, you know, but he's celebrated, you know. He could do no wrong, you know. Big Meech could do no wrong. Oh, man. But Collar? Oh, man, Collar, how dare you say that, Collar? You're hurting people's feelings, you know. Oh, gee, man. Stop acting all fucking, you know, there was a certain context. You understand what the hell I'm talking about. There's no damn context, you know. It's just that the fact that that's not important to you. Your culture, right, is nothing but death and destruction. We have nothing to build on. We don't. If that's the face of black culture, we really have nothing. If 50 Cent, Big Meech, and all this other Meek Mills and all these people are the face of black culture, we really have nothing. You know. So the bottom line is, if these guys can call death and violence and murder and stuff like that, celebrating drug dealing. Jay-Z is a fucking drug dealer for Marcy Projects and whatnot. That's okay. That toxic culture and stuff like that, that's okay to you guys, you know? But me just talking about things like in Afghanistan, oh my God, Kala, how dare you, you know? Me just saying what I think about the world and fill my heart, because I really do believe that I'm doing good. I believe I stand for good. You know, I'm the good guy, you know? And that's what's one thing is the worst thing is when the evil is celebrated and the righteous are persecuted, you know? Those people that you just mentioned, brother, freaking long gone. They're completely irrelevant. I bet you less than 10% of black people know who those people you just listed are. So don't come to me as somebody educated, throw those people in my face. If black people in America don't know who Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, and Louis Armstrong, then I have to put them on the shelf too. I'm only going by what I see out here. And black people are more likely to know who Meek Mills is. They they might more likely to know who NBA YoungBoy is. They more likely to know who Kendrick Lamar is. They hang on to his every word. I bet you anything, those kids out here, 90% of black people can quote Kendrick Lamar, but they can't quote Frederick Douglass. That's reality. That's why I'm the collegianist. That's why I'm the culture critic. That's what I came out with years ago. And I realized that the reason why Black America is failing is because we have this myth that we have these singers and icons and thinkers that we like. No, you only hear about these people once a year on Black History Month. For the most part, these people are forgotten. What they stood for is forgotten. And I bet you my money, more white people know who Frederick Douglass is. I always know that white people always get into black culture. They'll be knowing more about black icons and history than most black people do. You know, they're like, oh man, I was fascinated by the March on Washington. Blah blah blah. Most black people, what the hell was that? March on Washington. What the hell was that? The Montgomery bus boycott. White people know all about this history. Black people don't know anything about that. You know, so Alfonso Morris says black baby boomers moved away from that culture after the civil rights leadership moved black culture towards a more liberal way of life. Yeah, well, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Really, black don't act oblivious, you know, collar got collar, really. Black don't act oblivious. You know, look, black people are completely oblivious. And I believe that, you know. I believe the average black person probably couldn't even point to where he's at on a map. If you give the average black person in America a map, say, point to where you think you're at, they probably couldn't even pick the country out. That's how far lost most black people are. They'll put there and say, no, nigga, that's Russia. Oh, okay. See those big letters say USA? Okay, that means what? I don't know. You stand for something? No, it means motherfucking United States of America. That's where your black ass is currently right now. You know, so that's what you're dealing with. You know, so I'm just telling you the truth, G. And you could call in and you could prove exactly what you're babbling. What I'm talking about is right. You know, all my babblers are here tonight. You know. He said, it's not bad out there. Give black people a grace. I'm sorry, bro. When I get my community back, I'll give you grace. You know, right now I don't have a community anymore. You know, I don't have a people anymore. Our people have gone bad, man. Really have gone bad. We worship evil. There's no good. You know, we're not the community I grew up in. This is not the black America I grew up in. You know, so. This is not the black America I grew up in, you know? So it's like this, you know? So, like I said, the bottom line is everybody's beefing, you know? Whether it's Nicki Minaj, I've seen a thing with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B next thing you know, they're fighting. What the hell are you two women? Well, Nicki Minaj is worth 70 million. Cardi B is worth like 60 million. What the hell are they getting into a fist fight, cat fight for? What the fuck is the matter with our people? Do you see friggin' Faith Evans with what's that? Let's see, a white singer, Katy Perry, and let's see, Lindsay Lohan getting into a fist fight? No. You know, do you see any country singers fist fighting and beefing and shooting each other one night at the country music awards? No. So what is it about black culture they allow to you know, Miley Cyrus or whatever? You know, she's back into the country music stage. She went to the hip hop for a while. Now she's back in her whiteness, her country music, whatnot. You know, you don't see Miley Cyrus and Katy Perry fighting, you know, fist fighting and whatever like that. You rarely even hear white artists, right? They respect each other on a certain level, but they discuss each other. Okay, that person's an artist, whatever like that. Only one time that I ever seen it was Kid Rock and what was it, Pamela Anderson's boyfriend, you know? That was the only time I ever seen a public spat, you know, that got into violence or whatever like that at the VMAs. It was Kid Rock versus which is David Lee Roth, I think it was. That was with that was the Pamela Anderson. That was it. But brothers like G don't want to hear the truth, don't want to hear the truth. We got a problem in black culture, and because we don't have real men standing up. We have people like G who piss sitting down like a lady. He pisses sitting down like a lady. So that's the type of black men we have running in Black America. Everybody's act like they're scared of these thugs. They act like they're friggin' whatever. No, you cannot go to Black America and ask them for anything, because you haven't made them safe. I remember I was watching this a couple of years ago. Alfonso Moore, I don't know if you live in this area that I live in. Do you remember a couple of years ago where in Portsmouth, these elderly black people were coming outside? Nice neighborhood in Portsmouth, right? Like they paid the house off, everything like that. And next thing you know, they were like, oh, yeah, some gunshot. You know how often that happens? Your older black people got to sit there and like come outside and this bullet in the logged into their side of the house or something like that, It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend. I know you guys like to do it. You guys like getting in front of Africans and Caribbeans and you think I'm embarrassing you. You ought to be embarrassed. You guys don't like me airing your dirty laundry out in the public, but I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to do. If I have to shame black people, shame you into a fetal position, I'll do it. What you guys are, what Black America is about, man. We don't protect our seniors. We don't protect our children. We're not, we don't play. A little girl is not safe in our community with predators running around and everything like that. Were you, Alfonso? Were you there when they was talking about those kids, the people that got their homes shot up and whatnot? Because they had it on tape. They had it on tape. They had drive-by shootings and whatnot. The solution to the problem is this. We have to basically start banding together as black people, right? Start creating our own new venues and everything like that, our own gatherings and everything, and be willing to exclude people, based on behavior, and say, this is who we are. We cannot let the stuff that I hear on the radio every day, who puts this garbage out there? It should be a time where, when I was a kid, man, they thought that Run DMC was risque. Imagine that. Talking about my Adidas. That was risque. LL Cool J talking about I'm bad. That was like, oh my God, how can you say that on daytime radio? Now I'm hearing killers, murderers and whatnot, dudes talking about raping women and all kinds of shit like that, going into fucking people's minds and souls every day. And you wonder why we have this beef and this nonsense going on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm sick and tired of it, I'm sorry. I'm not here to make friends, I don't give a damn about anybody anymore, I am so sick and tired of this stuff like that. We can't build nothing until we tell the truth about our community. We're freaking falling down. We are becoming the nigga that they say we are. That's why I do when people say, well, why do you, Mamani, always call white people devils, because they're the ones freaking behind all the shit, You think in a million years they're gonna let 45 million people get together and love and harmony and build something? No, we're a threat. That's why Black America dysfunction, Well, death metal, I don't know if this is the same as death metal, because the bottom line, I don't remember seeing white people taking death metal. They was like, look, I was into like death metal years ago. I never seen anybody take that shit and start shooting people, taking people's lives and everything. Black people are with our music. We are really trying to really live this life, this gangster life and everything like that. I gotta find this video, man. I can't find this video. Let me see. I don't know. I think this is I gotta find this video. Maybe it's this video right here. Hold up. I gotta find this video. I think. I would like somebody call in and tell me what happened to Kendrick Lamar. I don't know anything about Kendrick Lamar. I don't give a damn. You know, I mean, that's the thing. I would love to do this. I gotta, you know, or maybe I search for it. You know, let's see. Gang Roundup. Let's see. Drill rap music. Drill. Let's see. Somebody call tonight and tell me about Kendrick Lamar. I don't know what happened. It's over. We're gonna run that. I don't think it's important. Rap. Violence. Let's see. I hope I don't get flagged for playing this shit, you know? Oh, here it is. Here it is. What I'm looking for. It's the article I'm looking for.
Real estate agent not understanding how to host a real estate Zoom seminar is costing you $1 million a year. Yes, you heard that right. The opportunity to close 5 to 10 deals every month on autopilot is slipping through your fingers because you haven't tapped into this.
Well, now to an exclusive you'll see only right here on Fox 5.
We were there, and the only TV crew along for what police call the takedown of some of the most violent gang members they've ever seen.
All right, Lisa Evers joins us now with her exclusive look with the NYPD. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, we had that firsthand look at how the NYPD is bringing alleged gang members who terrorize their own community to justice. And now the Bronx DA says they've been charged in a 176-count felony indictment. Nay Benz, police say you're a trigger puller. Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that true? What? Police say you're a trigger puller. Is that? We're here at a secret undercover location in the Bronx where NYPD detectives are getting ready to launch a manhunt for nearly 24 gang members wanted for serious felonies, including murder. It's a Lisa Evers exclusive. It's before dawn on Wednesday, but NYPD detectives from the Gun Violence Suppression Division, called GVSD for short, are joined by detectives from Bronx precincts and warrant squads for this important mission. Their mission? Stopping the reign of terror caused by teens, young men, and a few women who engage in running gun battles with their opposition or ops at all hours of the day and night, no matter who's in the way, right in their own community.
These cases are the single most impactful reason that shootings trend downwards.
The targets are 20 members of the Slattery gang based out of Slattery Playground in the Fordham section of the Bronx.
If you come around from 2 on, that's when it fills up with all the gangs.
Investigators say they're responsible for more than a dozen shootings and attempted murders.
It's almost like they were competing with each other to see who could shoot more times.
The Slattery crew, also known by other names like Slaughtery and S-Block, allegedly took aim at their main opponents or ops, other young people, for no good reason. Investigators say the hatred is fueled by inflammatory disses about murdered ops and drill raps posted on social media. That's aspiring drill rapper Nay Benz, who police say is one of the gang leaders. The average age of the case subjects is 20. Teen girls are trigger pullers too, like the shooter in this video, says Deputy Inspector Craig Edelman.
They're shooting at each other with a yellow school bus filled with kids in between.
Making the community safe again is their passion and purpose. For takedown leader, Detective Brandon Ravello, it's personal. This is where he grew up. A lot of the subjects are wanted for being active trigger pullers, so they're asking us to put on these bulletproof vests before we go out to the locations once the manhunt gets underway. We're on the highway now as part of the caravan going to the first destination. These detectives know exactly who they are looking for because As all of the subjects in this case have been pre-indicted by a Bronx grand jury. Officers go into the building, every detail and movement planned in advance. Right now, the detectives are inside the building, going into the apartment where they have a search warrant to apprehend the suspect. Sergeant Christopher Neal is in constant communication with team members, making sure everyone gets in and out safely.
In recent history, we've seen that impact takedowns or takedowns of this magnitude have a profound impact on the community.
What's going on here? I love you, babe. A female suspect who's 8 months pregnant is brought out in handcuffs from an apartment. What's going on? Why did they pick you up?
We are here executing a search warrant on Table Avenue in the Bronx in regards to a drive-by shooting that happened in a public school playground.
Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark announced a 176-count conspiracy indictment against the alleged gang members for everything from attempted murder to robbery and weapons possession. More than a dozen guns were recovered, including some from the takedown.
We're going to stay at this no matter what, no matter how long it takes. We are laser focused on making sure that we keep the public safe.
They are absolutely firing bullets without remorse, regret, and without regard of anybody that's around.
This is one of the most violent crews I've seen. You made our streets, our communities into a battlefield, and there's no excuse for that.
The team members believe their efforts are a step forward in making people feel safe again. And
today, I think, is a victory for the community. Anytime you have a gang that claims the territory inside of a park where children play, it has all the potential for tragedy.
So you want a trigger puller?
now, as bad as it looks, all the defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Keep in mind that everyone accused in this case is under the age of 25. Many of them are just 20 years old or less. And the defendants are found guilty of these crimes. If that happens, they could spend more than a decade, sometimes 2 decades, behind bars. That's the latest. Back to you guys.
Yeah, fascinating glimpse into how it all works. Thanks, Lisa. All right.
All right, G, what's on your mind?
Want to simplify entry into the federal market? Then review the free, practical.
What's on your mind, bro? Or G comes up here and he friggin' just flakes out on me, man. Jeez. And when you come up to the College Genesis, you got to have some balls, you know? Though I do give Principe, man. He does have balls. Come up here. Black first, man. This is the bottom line is this, you know, these are Black Americans, you know. I'm Black American. You're Black American. We got to hold this L, man. You know, we got to hold this L, you know. We got to hold this L. You know, it doesn't matter. It's our culture that these, even if some of them are immigrants, this is our culture, you know. This is a degenerate. This just didn't pop up, bro. I saw this thing spiraling for a couple of decades now. At this point, so the bottom line is this, you know. No, you got to hold that L. I got to hold that L, you know. This ain't your culture. Yeah, it is your culture, man. You live here in America, right? So it's your culture, man. It is a culture of America, right? Violence, drill rap, it's on every Black radio station. So all the Black radio stations, are they all immigrant owned, bro, promoting drill rap? You know, everything like that? Are they all Black immigrants? Are they all Latinos? No, they're African American owned businesses that promote stuff. The record labels, everything is African American. Don't matter if the fucking one guy's a Ghanaian. It's the African American culture, you know? So whatever, you know. Let me tell you something, bro. A lot of you Negroes in America ain't too far from the third world your damn self, you know. Well, I'm a first world person, man. Look at the fucking hell you live in. You live in a fucking hell. There's not one Black community that's left untapped right now. Even Prince George's County is becoming a war zone. Okay, but that's all Black immigrants' fault. You know, that's another thing when I talk about this beef shit. You know. You keep accusing back and forth when that soon this is going to end up into violence. I know it is. You know, But this is serious, some serious. Let's deal with the problem. Let's solve this problem. So we're pointing the fingers at each other, you know? Pretty soon, black immigrants going to be like, no, fuck this shit, man. Why are we taking the blame for what these dusty-ass ADOS people, FBA people are talking about, you know? I live in the suburbs too, man, but the suburbs is nothing but a refugee camp for black America. It is. I feel like I'm in a fucking refugee camp, you know? That's what I feel like. You know, living in the suburbs, fucking like a refugee camp. You know, black people come out here and seek refuge. You know, you're trying to get away from your own fucking race. I hate that. I really hate that with a passion, that I got to freaking run to the very same fucking people that we once called white devils. We got to run to their fucking neighborhoods because our communities are so out of control. Can you understand how frustrating I feel right now? How angry I am right now? You know? So my life is not a happy one, you know? Baruti says, interesting, according to the history book, Kwanzaa was started in 1975 as a part of a culture, spirit of community and calmness. And Afghan watch right. Yeah, but the bottom line is if you don't control it's what you people, you Hakuna Matatas like Baruti don't seem to understand. If you don't control the context of your reality, no Kwanzaa, none of that shit is the Nation of Islam, none of that shit's gonna work. The only thing that'll work is when your people have the power of reward and extreme punishment on your side. You know? Yeah, yeah. Everybody see, look, I want black people to basically see something, say something, you know? See something, say something, right? See something, say something. And you black person says, my neighborhood is majority black. It ain't a matter of time before the Pookies, the Boomquishas, and everybody come to your black neighborhood because you have no defense to protect your black. I'm all for black neighborhoods. We have nice black neighborhoods here. But it ain't a matter of time that before they go into the same thing because we do not know how to friggin' we do not know how to friggin' draw lines between the degenerates and everything like that. Black First probably sits there and listens to all this drill rapper and stuff like that. He probably participates in this degenerate culture, and he'll understand that sooner or later, this degenerate culture is going to engulf. Every black community is vulnerable right now to this degenerate culture, you know? Well, you got people that were once civilized. Next thing you know, you and Mr. Baker, next thing you know, y'all gonna be pulling out the gats, you know, solving your parking dispute with gats and whatnot. That's coming, you know? But we got Pookie and Bukisha. Yeah, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the Pookie and them, Bukisha and them. I'm talking about the ones that turn out Chuck E. Cheese and whatnot, you know? When Pookie's two baby mamas show up at Chuck E. Cheese and whatnot, when it's supposed to be a festive day and whatnot, turn into fist fighting, you know, bad weaves and guns and gats and everything like that. Oh, yeah, man. Let's just bring the hood up in here and whatnot, you know? I never said only black people could fuck up a nice family outing like a Chuck E. Cheese. There was one place we had in Chesapeake one time, right? It was called Funscape. I used to love it, right? When I first moved here, I was still young, right? They had indoor bowling, indoor golf, laser tag, all kinds of stuff, Funscape. But the gangs used to show up there from the hood, you know, and next thing you know, the people owners say, yo, look, we're tired every weekend, something happening and whatnot. You know, you got white kids, black kids, you know. They had a skating rink in there, whatnot, pizza place where we could eat. It was fun, called Funscape, just a fun place for teenagers, young people, teenagers. But the gangs, you know, they had other ideas. They came in there and became some gang territory, turf and whatnot. And then next thing you know, the gats come out and whatnot. And then a year later, that's all the fuck that happens. It shut down. So the bottom line, we can't have nothing. You know, we can't have nothing because people want to beef all the time. You know, the beef culture, you know. So I don't want to hear what Black First has to say. You know, bottom line, it ain't a matter. Ain't no black community safe from this shit, you know. This toxic culture, you know. You know, that's what you guys want to scapegoat the illegal aliens, you know. The drugs and the crime were there long before the illegal aliens, bro. You know, so you guys want to scapegoat the illegal aliens. All you black FBA, nothing but blackface, MAGA, blackface. Y'all MAGA in blackface. You know, blame everything on immigrants. You know, Dusty Brothers. My Dusty Brothers know better. Hey, Dusty Brother, you want to recruit Black First, man, to be to the Dusty Nation of yours. Dusty Brother, you should get a channel called the Dusty Nation. You know, that'd be good. I'd support it. I'll be a frequent guest on there. You know, I would. I'll make time for you. Dusty Brother said, we had a nice neighborhood that turned into crap as soon as the Pookie Ray Ray showed up. Pookie's destroyed. Yeah, I know. So the bottom line is this. I've seen nice black neighborhoods being destroyed. Not by no regent. I'm sick and tired of hearing about regentrification. But you got to understand, caller, the gentrification come in, then the white man buy a nigga, shut the fuck up, you know? I'm so sick and tired of nigga bullshit. If you think I'm sick of African babble, I'm sick of nigga babble in America. You know? Yeah, man, whatnot, you know? Or whatever, Black First, you know? Yo, what the hell do I care about Mexicans? I'm nowhere near a damn Mexican. I seen a Mexican tonight, though, man, right? This guy was a nice guy, man. You know, good-looking young man, right? Nice girl, wife, whatever like that, whatnot. And you know what I saw on this guy? I saw this Mexican guy. I know he's here legally. You know, I could speak a word of English, right? Nice guy, man. I saw this guy tonight. You know what he had on him? He had his shirt, nice shirt, sweatshirt with like a University or Berkeley shirt, whatever like that, and it was covered with paint. His hands were caked up paint. His pants had paint all over it. His sneakers had paint on it. That tells me that guy is a painter. He's a worker. He works hard, you know. And the bottom line, he wants to have something nice for his family. He's probably here legally, you know, but he ain't out there friggin' doing bad shit. A lot of these people are working hard and whatnot, which black people should be doing at once were. Oh no, you know, I'm still in the same country I was born in, Principe. You fled Haiti, man. That's your homeland, Negro. You know, you gotta take that L, Principe. You know, you gotta hold that L. You know, tonight, man, it's about holding L's, man. I'm giving out L's for Christmas. You know, it's a late Christmas present. I'm giving out L's. You know, everyone's gonna get an L tonight. You know, Principe, you get an L. You know. I can't wait till Elvis shows up because I'm giving him a couple of L's tonight, you know. We're giving out L's tonight, folks. The white supremacists love this channel. I'm sure they do, man, you know. Where you do a positive show, man. Yeah, I'll do a positive show when there's more. I do a show. I did a thing about the top black businessmen in America, African American, Black American businessmen. So I do a lot of positive stuff on this show. But the bottom line is I cannot friggin' ignore the negativity. You know, that's what people want to do. Let's just blow smoke about it, tell how great. No, we got serious problems in Black America that we can't ignore. You know, Mr. Al Morris, what's going on, brother? You know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh yeah. No, I just wanted to just say I agree with that. You know, I wanted to say about hip hop. You know, with the hip hop thing, you know, people don't understand, and I kind of came to this conclusion that a lot of the the moguls, you know, like your Dr. Dre's and your Suge Knights,
they're chosen.
Or your P. Diddy's and your Gucci Manes and your Babies and your Master P's and all these different guys, you know. I don't know if you're familiar with the Bible, but it's kind of like if you're familiar with Kings, you know, Chronicles and Kings and stuff like that, where it talked about the wicked kings of Israel,
right?
How they built up them idols, and then those idols, the idols that they built, they caused the people of Israel to go astray. You know, they built idols.
Yeah. They built these false idols, you know. You know, that's what they do. They built these false idols. I see that a mile away. I was very suspicious back in the days. Why are they giving some people so many $1 million? Then I realized there was real rappers out there. I thought that should have blew up when they had good messages that we liked, like Gangstar. Remember them? I thought they should have blew up. DJ Premier and Gangstar. When I think they should have blew up, right? But people like J. Rooter Damager, you know, or Pharoah Monts, what happened to them? You know, how the hell did friggin' the worst people got all this money and propped up? It's done deliberately, you know. How did we get misled into these with these people that they put up before us, these idols? Why do you think these people always got to get on the red carpet? You know what that's all about? It's idol worship, you know. He was on a red carpet or whatnot, you know. And they make it. There used to be a time. I don't know how old you are. We didn't. Used to be a time when I was coming up. Anybody that made it to the mainstream, we rejected it. We called them a sellout or crossover. You remember them days?
No, I don't remember them days. No.
How old are you?
40.
Oh, you're young. You're a millennial. Okay, my time, I'm a Gen Xer, right? When we were coming up, right, if you saw anybody, you know, most rappers or even black entertainers, they do a thing like when Sammy Davis Jr. would get up there and say, look, I'm with my people. I am no sellout. You know, he would always reassure his people, I ain't selling out, you know, whatever like that. I'm still Sammy Davis. I still love my people, whatever like that. I can go back to my people anytime. That was a real big back then, you know, people selling out. Some people thought Diana Ross sold out, you know, that she crossed over. And so the thing about the crossover, that was real. But now you don't even have crossover. You're already over there. It's like now if you ain't having dinner with rich white folks and whatnot and going to those exclusive clubs and doing these rituals with white people and everything like that, you know, you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's how it changed over the years, you know, because we used to have control over our culture, you know, what we saw and the people we looked up to, you know, but they took that away when they came up with the real money, you know, when they started giving people, we couldn't give nobody $100 million, like $1 billion. We couldn't make Jay-Z $1 billion, a billionaire, you know, but the white man,
you know, that's pretty much, you know, what it is. And I think that's the worst thing about it, because I put in the chat, you know, and like I said, don't get me wrong, you know, I understand and I agree with some parts of the FBA movement. I'm not gonna sit up here and say like, oh, it's all bad.
I understand. Yeah, they have some legitimate points.
Yeah, they have some legitimate points, but my thing is because they be on Twitter heavy. I just got on Twitter. I was like, man, they be on Twitter real heavy.
I've been having on Twitter in 3 years, man. What's going on there? Should I get my account back?
Well, no. Well, I go in there, right, and I'm like this. I told you I'll be putting comments on there, but I'm like, at the end of the day, okay, you know, some what y'all saying, some of it is legitimate, but at the end of the day, if it was no black foreigners here, no Nigerians, no Caribbeans, no people, no other black groups, black Hispanics, at the end of the day, we're still going to be on a path of self-destruction. Like we can't keep sitting up here saying like, well, the reason why you know, like this is happening is because they, you know, it's like, bro, this is stuff that, again, like you said, has been going on since the 70s, you know, since the black exploitation and the glorification of the pimp culture, and you know, when all that came out with the when Pam Grier started taking her clothes off and the pimps and the superflies, all of that downward departure in what true traditional black American culture that was built on the church, built on Western Protestant values and principles, it's been going down.
You ever seen ever seen the movie 5 on the Black Hand Side? It's called 5. It was made like in 1970.
I've seen it. It was a good movie.
Was that a beautiful movie or what? See, that's what we were trying to go to. Black America trying to go to movies like that. Very unknown movie. Like it's like Cornbird Earl. We had a lot of it, but then we had the people who were trying to push black exploitation. Muhammad Ali spoke against that. They asked him, "What do you think about all these black stars?" He said, "Why are they showing the worst of Black America?"
I like that movie Cornbread too. It's cornbread.
You know, so we had good movies back then, but they couldn't compete with the Hell Up in Harlem's and all this stuff like that. The gangster movies, and stuff like that. They couldn't really compete, you know. So so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying with with the music. It's like even if you look at the worst of what was the one that was married to Pamela Anderson. That music that they was doing. Dang, what's the guy? He was married to Pamela. What's that music that not it was like, is it rock, heavy metal, all that, all that type of music, the heavy metal and all that type of music. It's like at the end of the day, hip hop. Look how many people have lost their life behind that music. Look how many people have went to prison. Look at the culture of malice, of being unforgiving. All of that has come. Even to the point where I'm smoking on my dead. It's like disrespecting the dead. It's like, bro, like, okay, where does it come?
One girl be twerking over a dead body and whatnot. This is the culture of degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, it's like, bro, where do we get to the point where it's like, okay, now we need a heart change at this point? Because at the end of the day, bro, it's like, bro, like you said with the community, when people say, when you try to tell people, okay, at the end of the day, all my community and my culture, I have to claim what my community and my culture has sprouted out the ground, has built. I can't sit up and claim.
Let me hold up. Let me address this guy Black first. He says, "Is this guy even American speaking?" See, these are delusional FBA types. This is what I'm talking about, right? They think anytime you try to criticize Black people or that, you must be a foreigner, or like they don't want to see Black people like that. They always think Black immigrants are watching. I'm not worried about Black immigrants. They got more problems than we can ever imagine. But the things that we should be doing, right? There's no look. I'm getting ready to go to Liberia in 2 weeks, right? I know for the first time in a year, I've been there back in a year, I'm gonna have peace and tranquility for a whole month. Because I'm not gonna hear this gangster shit on the radio every day. You can walk down. I can walk down Liberia, any street in Liberia at midnight at night, pitch black, when I feel safe. I don't have to worry about nothing shit popping off and whatnot. And I'm saying to myself, these people are dirt poor and everything like that. Dirt poor ain't got shit whatnot, but you safe around them. Why is it that all hell's breaking loose among the richest Black people on the planet? So it ain't money, it ain't money. The reparations are going to solve this,
Well, you know people that's like that though. When you think about it, but that goes back to a certain social political direction. Because when you, matter of fact, that goes back to your Du Bois versus Booker T. Washington. Because at the end of the day, if you look at really, and people kind of have discussions on this to this day, but when you look at that, at the end of the day, Du Bois is the father of Black liberal thought. Yeah. And when all of that won out, because Martin Luther King and Allen Young and James Farmer, the same issues was brought up with the family of them, and they said, "Oh, why are you bringing up Black problems? Why are you bringing up that? Why are you bringing up all this stuff that's going on?" And it's like when it went liberal, because before, at the end of the day, those things in the community, in the Black community, it was about the principles, it was about values, it was about morals, it was about treating your neighbor with kindness, about protecting the old people. And then when it switched to liberalism, and when it went that way, and once you open the door to certain things, and it's who's to say we're going, now you got people that say, when you talk in that way about us having values, having principles, having morals, they looking at you like that's never been a part of actual Black culture. Yeah, and that was the actual true traditional Black culture.
I heard people say, when you start talking morals, oh man, they used to call me a moralist. You hang around white people too much. White people are not fucking the moral authority. We used to be the moral authority in America, We used to be,
But that's what I'm saying. It's like if you go back and you look at true tradition, what the actual Black American culture was built on, it was built on principles. It was built on the very things that that people that you would classify as conservatives are saying.
Yeah, I wish you could have been on last night's show. Did you listen to last night's show? I said,
no.
I said the problem with the Pan-African movement or like people say repatriation in Africa or nation building in Africa. That's why I said we need to have a Black America nation in Africa ourselves, because we have to protect and preserve, and everything people call it when it gets me proved what I'm talking about, right? I proved my case last night, right? We have values, Black America. At least I'm trying to retard those values. The gangbanging culture is not our values, right? People think that this is normal Black America. No, Black America is the type that we used to be, a good, God-fearing people. We used to be hardworking. We used to be respect our family elders. We've centered our culture around marriages and goodness and everything like that. We didn't have a whole lot, but we was able to build prosperous and happy communities at one time, you know? But now everything's materialism, is all this stuff like this, is toxic politics, all stuff like that, all stuff that does nothing to advance our community further. Our community has not gotten better through the years with these with liberal politics. It hasn't done anything because the liberal politics don't believe in the Black church. They don't believe in the Black family. They just believe in us being loyal to the state. That's why every time you Black politicians, everything is about voting or getting something to govern. The government's your freaking father. The government's your church now. The government's your pastor. The government's your Lord and Savior. You know, that's what we.
You that, like I said before, that I used to think like that, and that opened my eyes. You know, I used to be like that. If you spoke about values and principles and morals, I used to be like, oh, this old Uncle Tom ass nigga, he trying to, and like I said, but I was ignorant until I really started studying and see, okay, well, where did this change come? It's like, well, the people that you're calling the sellout or the Uncle Tom, that was the, I guess you say the bottom line. That was the standard at one time. So it's like, well, how did it flip from the community being? I mean, you look at the pictures and some of the footage that you have from the Black community before the, I guess you would say the Marxist communist agitators in the civil rights movement wanted to take the culture in a different direction.
Beautiful communities in America.
I mean, it's like, come on, bro. It's like people have to understand, like, okay, before you speak out, let's really look and see where the change happened, because at the end of the day, man, we can't continue on, because like I said before, if I get to the point where I feel like I can't even pick a woman from my own culture to have a decent relationship,
that's sad. Look, I didn't want to go there, right? But the whole thing is, I'm saying, look, let me tell you something. I'm at a risk of sounding like a sellout, but I gotta tell the truth, right? I'm seeing a lot of good brothers, right, that should be decent brothers that should have wives and whatnot, have the force to go to Asian, white, and Latino women because the women see them as lame, you know, or he ain't cool, he's not down. Our culture is so toxic in Black America that people, if you just want a normal relationship, a lot of times, this is why I disagree with Umar Johnson. I don't believe a lot of times people date outside their race because they hate Black women. You know, that's toxic in itself. I just think it's the fact that, you know, our culture is so toxic. Until we build Black America back up again, where our women don't feel like they have to be masculine, they don't have to be like that. It's going to be like that, you know. So I really feel sorry for the younger guys that basically coming up in this, because there's no incentive for Black women to do right. Anytime a society can reward, I've watched this woman try to justify making a lot of money on OnlyFans. You know, this is a new thing now. This is now considered a legitimate career. Pornography. You know?
Yeah. Remember what I was telling you about that lady? They said she made $43 million on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I heard about that. You know?
I was like, God damn.
Hold on. When you tell a 19-year-old girl that's working in a freaking Wendy's and whatnot, you know, and she's cute, she got a nice body and whatnot, and then basically she goes experimenting with her friends on this OnlyFans, and next thing you know, she done made like $3,000 in one night and whatnot. See the world we're living in? That's what you're up against.
It was this basketball player, that real tall Black girl, the light-skinned girl. She I can't remember her name, but she made like over $1 million on OnlyFans, more money than she made in the WNBA.
You can't be talking about that Brittany Griner. No, that chick's
no, not her. It's this other girl. She's actually she looked kind of good.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, man, shit.
Nah, not her. Hell no.
I was about to say,
But
goddamn.
you know what? OnlyFans probably so weird. She probably could make a lot of money on there.
Yeah. So the bottom line, the bottom line is this: what as a society? Now we come around talking about that's wrong, and the bottom line, society, everything in society, the cultural Marxists and all these other people tell you, whatever you got to do to make your money, whatever. There's no morals, there's no right and wrong with that, and the society can't friggin' Angel Reese, that's her name. Somebody said,
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I know who Angel Reese is. Yeah, I didn't know she did OnlyFans.
No, it's not Angel Reese. It's a different girl. But Angel Reese probably might do it too. But it was a different girl. I can't remember her
They
name.
don't make that much money in the WNBA.
Yeah.
And so this is what we have right now in this culture. So when people ask me, Carla, why are you a black nationalist, African now? Because I believe, like, my wife's Liberian. I can't wait to see her. I'll be 2 weeks from now. I'll be with her in 2 weeks, man. I'm like this. It's worth it for me to take this trip. I want to get to the point where I'm going to the continent 3 times a year. I'm happy with that. I want to try to get her over here eventually, but I'm willing to take that chance than the toxic culture I see in Black America. I really don't, because I got a peace of mind when I'm with her, and stuff like that. It's a different culture. Our culture in Black America is just so freaking far gone. I don't know how it's going to bring it back. I just think that I really do believe Black men should be looking to the continent for a wife, and stuff like that, and something like outside this Western hemisphere, So that's the one thing Africa can give us, but
yeah, I mean, I just think that a lot of people that is looking at it now and understand, like the dude in the chat saying that I'm putting all the ills of America on us, and I'm not doing all that. All I'm saying is that, bro, like when you talk about development as a group of people, you gotta have moral and spiritual development too. We just can't throw values and principles out the window, for money or for a job or for benefits. Like at the end of the day, the Black community, at the end of the day, I like this. If the Black community, if we couldn't, like you said, run to the what do you call them? Would you say the refugee camp? If we couldn't, and you just had to sit in your Black community, you had to just sit.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was able to move to white suburbia, which is a refugee camp for Black people. We got a lot of Black families here. We got like 6 Black millionaires in my neighborhood. So they like these nice, exclusive neighborhoods. More Black people moving in, so we feel comfortable here because we got a lot of Black people living on my neighborhood now. But the bottom line is, let me tell you something. I learned this years ago, right? There's a lot of anger in Black suburbia. I'm telling you right now, we feel like we failed. Black people feel humiliated. The fact that we were taught all this Black power, stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, I remember seeing this one brother, right? This is back in 2004. I remember I was driving taxi. It was back in 2004 summer. And the bottom line, he was like, he was an older brother at the time, like maybe in his 50s, whatever like that. But he had a young family, right? Yeah, young family. He had like a teenage son, a preteen son, and whatnot. And he goes, it was one block, right? He was like, man, because I heard about the shooting. Somebody got shot a day before that on his neighborhood. He goes, man, I got to get my family out of here, right? And I thought it hurt me because I said, he should be a pillar and holding the community down. People are like, man, I'm done with this shit, I just want to get my family someplace safe, and that's what's happening. So when you move out to the suburbs, right? White people know why you're there because you couldn't survive. They know that they ain't stupid. They look at the 6 o'clock news and all they say is, "See, I was right about them niggas. They're coming to our neighborhood now because they can't." So same way that you look at Black immigrants coming over here, the same way the white people look at you when you move into their neighborhoods. Black people.
Well, yeah, I mean, we got to be honest. At the end of the day, and this is where, like I said, one of the failures of that brand of civil rights. At the end of the day, if we had to, as an independent people, if we couldn't depend on bigger government and better white people to provide us with a way of life, we would be no different than the people in Nigeria and Kenya and Jamaica and Haiti. We would be in no better position. I mean, we had to be real honest about that.
We move into white suburbia. We with white jobs, white suburbia, and whatnot. They move to a white countries. What same damn thing? Same damn thing. We couldn't survive in our hoods everything. We let the gangs, the radio stations, the DJs, the disc jockeys, and all these degenerates take over our culture and turn our kids into toxic. You saw that thing. People listen to drill rap, getting pumped up a drill rap, going out there shooting the ops and everything like that. So basically, people are like, I can't live around this shit, and they should. So when they move out, you call them a sellout. Oh, they moving out of the hood. You're a sellout. No, they want to. People deserve to live in a nice place, and I. Be honest with you, I don't know if it's possible that we could govern a black community in white America anymore. I don't know, because the bottom line is this: what's going to take to straighten black America out is going to take black men, and it's not going to be pretty. You know, it's not going to be pretty. If this is what you want, if you say those communities are what you want to keep, one night you want to build those communities safe havens for black people. You know, look, there's going to be violence and bloodshed to make that happen. You know, it's going to be ugly. You know, are black people willing to do that? You know, that's a question. You know, I don't think so. That's why black people are moving out in the suburbs in record numbers. You know, I'll say Virginia Beach. You've been here before. Virginia Beach is like a refugee camp. You know, for black people moving up. But as soon as they move, get a little bit of money, they're the hell out of Norfolk and Portsmouth. You know.
No, hey, like I said, I'm from Detroit, and it was the same situation. You go, it started on the black bottom, and then like all my parents, my aunts and aunties and all that, they grew up on the west side. So then once the west side fell apart, then everybody moved out to the northwest and northeast side. Then once then it's out to Southfield and Oak Park and out to the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, bro, like at the end of the day, we got to be real that, like, bro, you need a serious heart change, a serious moral heart change in black America. We just can't keep ignoring and saying, oh, well, that's not me, because my own individual life is out here. That it doesn't work.
Angers me when I had people like Tariq and Phil Scott. They never talk on like this. You know, everybody's afraid to their little fan base online. Oh man, how dare you talk about this? Everything's supposed to be a black immigrants this, black tethers this, whatnot. You know. And
Tariq live a middle class Republican life. I mean,
he lives in a white exclusive neighborhood. He lives in a white neighborhood than I do. You know, he drives a Bugatti. He drives a Bugatti, Bentley or Bugatti, one of those things. You know, down Rodeo Drive, a cream colored with interior convertible. That dude's living the life of a millionaire. You know. And
I could see if you was in PG County or you was in some affluent. You live in a greater middle Republican, upper rich, wealthy middle class life. Come on, bro. It's like,
you know, why are you talking to black people what they should do? You know, inciting violence and like beef. That stuff he's talking about is turning into beef. You know, it's more than just. You see those videos he made, looking Africans looking like the demons and whatnot. You niggas or not. I mean, it's really bad, you know. I thought the government videos was funny, you know, but he's taking his AI shit to the fucking extreme, you know. It's really, really nasty, really uncalled for. His stuff he's saying now, you know.
Play the video. I ain't seen it.
No, people get mad
Oh,
at me.
you can't play that one? Oh, all right.
No, you know, the what you call the one. He was like, yeah, I don't know. Africans will get mad if I play it now. They wouldn't. Yeah, you look at it's called you niggas. You know, what I'm saying, you niggas, something like that. You know, he's supposed to niggas EEG. Help me, you niggas. When you know, and he had Africans looking like a fucking with the red eyes, big bug eyed and whatnot. You know, starving. Tariq is a fucking asshole, man. You know. I'm like, damn, man. Like, damn, tell me you don't like Africans without telling me you don't like Africans, you know? Like, damn, Tariq.
The government should be
well, to be fair, like I say, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't nobody, you know, because like I said, you know, with Nigerians and stuff like that, I done had my run-ins with them and
and they
had, you know,
I know how to check Nigerians without going overboard, you know. Tariq is looking like
I mean, but like I say, like again, you going to the point where, like I said, you know, and these people have been kicked out I done worked in country, they've been kicked out of a whole lot of places, and they bring a whole lot of nonsense. But when you try to put everything, all the problems that we got as a people internally, and you put that on everybody else, or somebody robbed, That's a foreigner. That's a Jamaican. You know, like bro,
Yeah.
like,
No, you
come
see,
on, man.
yo,
Like, what?
let me ask you a question. Do you guys saw that video I played, right? Yeah, with the outside. Now, Black First is saying those are all immigrants, but I'm saying like this: the drill rap and the black culture that is controlled by black people. The magazines, everything that promotes that show is Black Americans. Can we agree with that? The only thing that's probably not Black America is the World Star. I heard that was run by Black immigrants. The World Star Hip Hop. That was it. But everything else, the stuff that promotes your stuff, the platforms, all the major platforms online, Black America, the friggin' the stuff that promotes the stuff, the concert promoters and everything, Black America, right? So even if you may have a Jamaican, a Ghanaian, and one guy is a friggin' Ghanaian, I heard a drill rocker Ghanaian. The bottom line, the people who put this thing out are Black America, your so-called FBA.
Yeah, it's like they almost like creating some kind of straw man, like the immigrant is a real threat. It's not even a real threat, man.
They're not. So like this. Hold on, let me
Well,
get.
I mean, okay. The thing about that though is like, okay, like because World Star, that was a Haitian guy. He passed away maybe about 10 years ago. And then that Shade Room, that's a Nigerian lady. And in a lot of those things, do be foreigners and stuff, black foreigners. But at the end of the day, bro, if we were right as a people, and if our more spiritual, that stuff wouldn't even have lasted a year, because it would have been like, oh hell no. Like
If we were right together, if we were together and kept on our culture that we had in the 60s and 70s. But the problem what we have in Black America is we basically, I think Pan-Africans is a problem, in many ways, is because we let our guard down, It used to be a time we knew who we were. And the whole thing is Black America basically like this, and I don't want to cause divisions between our groups of people from the Caribbean because someone with us and everything like that. But the thing is, though, I don't think some of them will really understand us, our unique struggles and stuff like that. And so they have the vantage point of an immigrant, there's a lot of Black immigrants come here, no matter how down they are with us, they have this idea that they're coming to the promised land. And so we're saying we're already in the promised land, and the promised land's falling apart. That's the whole thing we're saying. We're saying we're in we're trapped in the first world. They're trying to get to the first world. We're trapped here, and we're trying to get to the next level. If Americans can't give us the next level, then we got to do something else. But the immigrant, as soon as they land on that plane, they don't reach heaven. It's like dying and going to heaven, because the first time they're going to have running water, indoor plumbing, all this stuff like that, electricity, all the stuff like that. They have refrigeration, food, shelter, and all the stuff like that they crave for. That's why you think these people are terrified of going back home. I said, why can you be so terrified of going back to your own homeland? You see these motherfuckers? Somali's like, man, we'll die. We die. Damn, that place that bad? You talking about you'll die if you go back to your country? I'm like, damn. So we don't have that desperation that other people have, but we got other issues. That's why I said. So we're not in a situation of desperation. Why are we going through this shit with the fucking violence in our community? That's the thing I can't understand. Maybe it was meant to be. Maybe it was like, okay, that's a trade-off. We got a high standard of living, but every last single Black community is a war zone. How is that happening? How is that happening? It doesn't make sense.
That's
And
because
also,
of projects. That's because of projects.
well, not so much, bro. Because look, I think what it is, bro.
No, I know it's some good people that live in projects, but
Yeah.
it's the way it's structured is made for failure.
Well, let me ask you a question. Could it be the fact of the matter is the culture, the mediocrity? I do believe if people don't have upward mobility, right? If they feel like they're trapped in a situation, you can give them food, government cheese, everything like that. But people feel like they're being dismissed. Let me tell you, everybody has to have that self.
How can you feel like you got upward mobility in the projects, man?
Well, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem. And so when people feel like trapped, and although like this is a frustration black people have, because they'll have Black immigrants come over here. What y'all live? They think to them the projects is like heaven. To us, we're locked out of this thing called the American dream. That we want to thing. When you see other black people having nice cars, the kids are playing soccer and volleyball, they want their kids to do the same thing. They want the best for their kids, you know? And so when they feel like they're locked out or whatever like that of this American dream, what happens is people start turning on each other, you know? It's like,
Yeah. Have you?
But,
Let me ask
can
you
I,
this.
can I ask?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
go ahead, Alonzo.
No, well, I mean, no, I understand the thing about the projects, but okay, but when government housing, when that first came out, when the now I know maybe like New York might have been a little bit different, you know what I'm saying, like the slum live in New York, but I'm saying in other areas, because when you talk about like projects in Detroit, like dang, they tore some of them down, but or even the ones like in Newport News. To me, now I could be wrong. When government housing, when that project living first came out, even when they talk about like Jordan Downs in L.A., P.J. Watts, from my understanding, that wasn't really the mentality that you have with project living. Wasn't those projects was clean, they were brand new. It wasn't really.
Have you ever heard of 40 projects in Queens? Yo, back in the day, we used to have someone. I was a kid.
Don't get me wrong. It was a blessing if you ain't got nowhere to go.
Get this: when you go in somebody's apartment, right? Sometimes they have up to 3 bedrooms, and those apartments be decked, fish tank, whatnot. What do you call it? Neon lights going on? The carpet and everything like that. Black people, the furniture. Black people had them freaking places looking hooked, man. They weren't like they were hooked. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it wasn't like you were living up. Those people lived in a project. Yeah, I didn't know. I used to go to people's houses when I didn't know it was a project. I thought it was just an apartment building. I didn't know until I got older. Those are projects in the government. It was a stigma to them. I didn't know because the people, my friends, I went over their house and whatnot. We played video games, we played everything. We were nice and whatnot. We ate there. We had dinner there and stuff like that. Relatives came over and everything like that. They were spacious. But I didn't know years later that there was a stigma in low-income housing, whatever like that. I didn't know there was a stigma. And then what happened was the rappers started bragging about fucking their so-called, like what you call it. Marcy was a nice, decent project in Brooklyn, But when you think of Marcy project, what do you think of? Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
But Marcy wasn't really like that. You had a lot of middle-class black people who were like nurses, doctors, whatever like that, living in Marcy projects, It wasn't like Jay-Z trying to portray. There were people out there who took walks in the park with their dogs and stuff like that. People went to church, whatever like that. It was a community, So that's what people understand. The hip hop has done a lot of damage to our image, to our culture, So
well, I mean that's what I was saying. Cause when you look at the original, it was okay. If I'm coming from, rural Mississippi or rural Louisiana. It was a step up. You come somewhere, pay $5 for rent. Like I said, it was supposed to be, part of, I guess you said that Great Society Act, or part of it was that like Whitney Young Jr.'s, to be equal. They got a lot of that from Whitney Young Jr. His, that internal Marshall Plan, and it was supposed to be a step up at first. You know what I'm saying? Like now, what it morphed into was different, but like. The original, it was like it was supposed to be a help, like give you this government assistance.
Right.
Exactly. So the bottom line, we have to get a hold to our culture and tell people in the world who the hell we are and whatnot. That this thing that they put out now is not who we are. And pretty soon, I believe we're gonna do that. But where does it go to from there? I don't know. We have to really be ready for the next level. I think the next level is basically Black America reinventing itself. I look. Unfortunately, we don't, like you said, Alvarez, all the time. We don't have the leadership that's going to guide us to this because they're hell bent on that Martin Luther King civil rights and begging and complaining and marching and all this kind of stupid shit. And this guy Black First wants to come on, whatnot. So we got everybody on. Let me get Kidola on. Kidola, then I got Mara, then this Black First. Let's all have a decent conversation. Go ahead, Kidola.
Well, Carla, I've been listening to your guys. Yeah, and what people don't factor into Black Americans is that people are not much like Africans like that anymore. You just have to be honest. Culturally, view things. People don't generally see yourself as African descendants. You might have some DNA trace of ethnically African type of disease that might pump
Well,
out.
let me Kidola, let me say
Let
this.
me,
Let me ask you this,
no,
right?
let me
Did you
finish.
listen to
Kyle, I've been
last
listening to
night?
your, hold on, Kyle. I've been listening to your guys. Just let me,
Go
because
ahead, go ahead,
I know I'm going to. You see, because Black America kind of like intermix heavily with other type of tribes and color of people, race of people, and everything. That you might be angry that you have some African DNA in you, even. So don't blame Tariq Nasheed that the way he portrays Africans that make all kind of caricatures about them. That's just the way it's see, playing politics, maybe want to make money, tries to say, I look black, I can maybe, blend into them, try to make some money out of these people, out of the Caribbeans and others, but I ain't them. So what sometimes pop out of these people sometimes is what you miss with. You can't deny this thing. If you miss with white, once in a while, you have those racist masters that came to Africa and picked those women and men and children and as slaves, and you have their DNA. Sure, you will have their characteristics also. You understand me? So a devil never really give birth to an angel. That's just the truth. So if you think, oh man, that because I have this, my color is closer to the African type of color, then oh man, I'm Africa, but you forget your DNA have those wicked men who was raping these women in the boat, the big ship and everything, and everything that you come out, you sound like an angel, but you damn lying. You come out once in a while, your careers will be pumping out as that evil man that do this shit. So Tariq Nasheed that doing all these things, he have that blood of an evil man, in him. Because he's mixed with these motherfuckers who did this shit in the big boat. You understand me? So don't blame him. It's just the DNA that is working and everything that is working. So that's just what I want to say.
Well, look, Kidola, let me ask you a question, right? Did you listen? You should have been on last night's show, man. It was real tailor-made for you, Last night's show, we was talking about that African Americans say what you want about us, right? But the stuff there's two types of things going on in the world, right? One is deviant culture. You know what deviant culture means, Kidola? That means something you deviate from what? The norm, right? Black gang culture, all this stuff like that, the self-hate, the African denial is deviant Black culture. It's not the norm. I think people like you don't understand the difference, right? Just because something comes online and you see it, don't mean like we used to have Kidola. We used to have very good gatekeepers in Black America, right? We had people like Dowaza Kunjufu, we had people that really told our story, we had radio stations in New York and places like that, Black Urban Radio and that told our story. So we had Ebony Magazine. You could have all you want, but when you pick up Ebony Magazine, you knew who Black America was. You understand that, Kidola? Right now, I don't think you understand. Because you go back, you're old school, right?
Yeah.
The stuff that you see right now is not Black America. This is
Kyle.
So there's a hidden hand of mass confusion, putting out toxic culture, creating beef, creating violence and everything like that. Not just between Black, but you make it seem like it's just between Africans. It's also African Americans. We have a toxic culture, in Black America. There's more violence in Black America towards each other than any other thing that's around. That's just the truth, right? And who's had it? There's a hidden hand of people who want to see us. Do you think it's any accident how they gave, do you think Puff Daddy, P. Diddy is that talented? No. Do you think 50 Cent is all that talented? No. Do you think Biggie Smalls was all that talented? No. Do you think Snoop Dogg is all that talented? No. But why do they put these people out there? Because that's who they want us to idolize. That's who they want white people to believe we idolize, because that's something they can relate to. They'd much rather have white people have more at ease thinking that Black people listen to, let's say, even somebody who I don't agree with, Minister Farrakhan. They rather have black people, white people want to believe that black people are listening to 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg than Minister Farrakhan or the late Khalid Muhammad. You understand? So there's a hidden hand, Kidola, that's controlling the minds of black people and all minds of white people who think about black people, right? They can't have people thinking that Black America is following somebody named Carl Genesis. That can't happen, you know? Then white people are like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on here? I thought y'all had these people under control. Because it's almost like familiar out. They wanted to believe that Black America is Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, and all these other Jason Whitlock, and all these people, you know, and or Brian Gumble and all these other people that they're familiar with, you know. They do not want people thinking that Black America is listening to people that they can't identify with, you know, and that's what it is. White people can identify with 50 Cent because he talks about black on black violence.
I got you. See, Ebony magazines, actually, that was just a 90s, 80s show. Some
and that's when Black American culture starts spiraling. The disappearance of Ebony magazine.
Yeah, show some
with the spiraling of Black American culture. Hey, Al Moore, do you agree with that?
Yeah, let me chime in. I've been around black people ever since I was born here, and when I was in Sierra Leone, I always gravitated towards black people. I'm telling you,
Amar, I love you, brother, but let me. Yeah. I want Al Morris to. He said I'll be on black people. I said I thought you was on Morris. I said, of course you be on. You're black.
Yeah, but this one it is.
Amar, hold on. I meant Al Morris, not Amar. You know.
Okay.
Al Morris. What do you think about that? I said that the loss of Ebony magazine coincided with the destruction of.
That's true. Because you know nowadays,
Amara, hang tight. I want to hear from Al. Mr. Morris, you know, then you can
Morris. Okay, my bad.
Morris. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're hilarious, Amara. God damn.
Well, I didn't know, my bad. Let me step out. Okay, right, I use the mic.
All right.
Well, you know to add to that, when you talk about the hidden hand, I don't know how if you don't like, you know, as far as the small hats. Now remember when
I know
NOI came out.
I can't say it on this platform, you know.
Right. Well, okay. Now, remember when the NOI put out that the secret relationship between blacks and Jews?
Yeah.
And people was like mad about it and stuff like that. But really, if you look at it, right, because and it's not. I'm not saying that it was good what might have happened to the people in Germany, but if you look at this, the truths of history, that demographic has been kicked out of hundreds of different states and nations for the same exact thing. And people don't understand that what they did in the music industry was really kind of mirrored to the same thing that they was doing in Germany and doing in these different places. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't the exact same thing, but what's the name talks about that in that secret relationship between blacks and Jews, how you go in and then you fund or you fund the people destruction, you do certain things that they did in the music industry and gave degenerates money, gave these different people monies to go out there and act a fool and portray, us as savages and clowns and really push that degenerate culture. People understand that it is a hidden hand. I mean, now Dr. Dre could have said no, but that demographic has done the continual same thing. Like I'm not explaining it the best, but in that book he talks about it. The same reason you got ran up out of Spain in 1300 is the same thing you really did in the music industry.
People like Lyle Cohen, the head of 300 Records, that's what Young Thug is. What's the point of basically monetizing somebody like Young Thug? That these kids from the Bankheads, poor section of Atlanta, has caused so much destruction and deaths in that area and whatnot. Do you think Lyle Cohen and 300 Records should be liable for what they put out? How come they always get they basically walk away unscathed, right? You monetize Young Thug. He was out there using that money that he made off of you right, to do destructive things and everything like that, put out records and create this toxic atmosphere of beef back and forth and everything. But yet 300 records who finance it and distribute stuff like that have no liability, you know? So, I mean, when people say the hidden hand of mass confusion, it's the truth, you know? There's people out there like
it's always been a hidden hand.
Like this. Same thing with NWA when NWA was out, you know? The bottom line, they knew what they were doing, you know? They came out with this group called NWA from Compton and whatnot, you know? So it is what it is, you know. Death Row Records and whatnot, you know. What the hell was the point? You know, I said to myself, said Seagram's, Jen, all these other people finance Death Row Records and whatnot. I said to myself,
Whoa. Snoop Dogg rebought. He reopened that. He bought Death Row.
He reopened Death Row Records. They look. This is another thing about Death Row Records on that. You had Suge Knight, he grossed $100 million in sales, or like that. You would think that he would basically be at the point where he's rich, making money like a Hugh Hefner, die rich, whatnot. This nigga serving like 30 years in jail, you know? So in other words, basically, as what I'm hearing, that Suge Knight wasn't even a thug, you know? He was a promising football player, middle class, you know? But he got into the thug life because he wanted to be a gangster, you know? He wanted to be a gangster, you know? And so that life, you know, who tells people, and people can remember back in the day, oh, Suge, I'm like, man, fuck Suge, you know? I'm like, man, I was just like that back in the days. I was like, yo, I'm not impressed by none of these motherfuckers. I don't care how much money they got and everything. Because I always knew there was a hidden hand. I was not impressed. Only person back in the days I was impressed by was that guy, Carl Kanai. You guys remember him?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Carl Kanai. Yeah,
remember he was the only one I was impressed. I read his story. Him in Cross Colors. I don't know how they got the initial, but when he was with Cross Colors, they grossed $45 million. Manufacturing right here in the United States, they grossed $45 million. You know, in 1 year. You know, and then he created his own brand of Carl Kanai and almost doubled that. You know, I'm like, wow. So I was amazed at those clothing designers back then. You know, I was not impressed by these record labels and stuff like that. It's like, because I knew there was people behind this shit, you know. I just knew it, you know.
We'll see, like all those people, they brought all that, you know, all that spirit of malice, like, you know. I mean, and don't give me like Tupac, exactly. You know, good dude, you know, great artist, but all that, you know, Biggie, I effed your wife, and you know, all of that type of stuff, all of that malice and having evil.
They created a culture of destruction and stuff like that.
A culture of destruction. You know, Smokey Robinson wasn't beefing. You know, they the Four Tops. They about, you know, they trying to kill you know, the Temp. You know, it just none of that stuff existed.
That never music. Black music until hip hop came along. You know, that's what I was saying. So white. No, actually, hip hop when it first came out was pure, right? But when white people decided they could monetize it, and we basically. Hip hop was, you'll see, you guys remember, so hip hop was the most liberal form of black art, you know. Usually black people guarded their music. It was R&B. We had Motown and whatnot, you know. We were very suspicious of white people in our music and everything. Two things we always held tight was our music and our funeral homes. You know, we never let white people near those. Now, right now, white people control our music, and guess what they bury? Who buries us? White people. Two things we lost, you know. We were all in the church, black church. Our churches, our funeral homes, and our music. The three things we had that we kept ourselves, and now we don't really. But the black churches, I'm hearing, being co-opted by white denominations too now, you know, because it's all about the money.
Well, you know, another thing too, and I'll put this out to the listeners. It's a guy on YouTube. He did a real good documentary on the black insurance company, and I didn't even know that.
Your life. You know,
like that. At one time, the black insurance company was the biggest. I think they had like a billion. It was like
1900s, right? Early 1900s, they were worth $100 million.
Yeah, like
back in the 1900s.
And once integration came, yup.
They said, "Wait a minute here," just like the Negro Leagues. People have said, "Oh, it was a great thing that Jackie Robinson." No, the Negro Leagues was growing. We were going there, packing our stadiums and parks and everything like that, serving ourselves beer, hot dogs, and pretzels and everything like that. People making money. It was a black enterprise, the Black Negro Leagues, and they said, you know something, we got to break that shit up. So we invited Jackie Robinson into the major league. No, nothing to see here. Get rid of the Negro Leagues. Why did we give up the Negro Leagues? You know, if anything, the Negro Leagues could have been another recruiting ground for the minor leagues. You know, like a minor leagues. You know, why do we get disbanded the Negro Leagues altogether? You know, it's like we had a green book, right? Black people, Black for Black motorists who travel in America. That we had Black people who had hotels and bed and breakfast. You know, sometimes private people would rent the house off the travelers and stuff like that. It was called a green book, you know, where you can get gas or lodging and everything because the people were segregated. So we had a green book. They said, "Oh no, can't have that." When our Black people have their own.
They made a movie out of that.
Yeah, but they flipped it though. They had a gay. They put that one guy in there. They made it.
Yeah.
Anytime they offer us movies and like they say, "Oh, we're gonna do your history," they always got to throw the LGBTQ and everything. You know, that's the thing. You know, that's what they do. You know, so I say I can't watch the Green Book because it was about a white guy and a black guy had a gay relationship or some shit. You know,
I didn't watch that either.
So it is what it is. With that, Amara, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I remember that I really admire y'all about, not only like, my time, you see, like the Green Book, like people who were you know, the band players that played blues and jazz, you know, when they travel around, they had to go to certain restaurants where they serve them, hotels when they live. You know, that was one of the good things I really admire you guys about. But that was back in the day. But during my time, one of the things I liked about y'all had this United Negro, whatever the fund, Negro Fund.
Yeah.
For scholarships for people to go to school. And then it was pitching black colleges, you know, in the South, you know. They go to black colleges and like, oh man, I was so proud of y'all back then. I'm telling you.
About it. You can even get part of that if you want.
Yeah, Negro Fund. That United Negro Fund that everybody like donate. You donate to it, and that you have somebody go to college and stuff like that. I mean, I you know the 90s and the 80s during my time. Because prior to that, I read all about that. But I was so proud of you guys, man. When I say pride, like everything we did, we competed with y'all. Like y'all want
to immigrants that have all that stuff too.
No, but what I'm trying to say is, United Negro Fund?
Yeah, all of it. Everything that Black Americans have, we share with the rest of America.
I didn't know about that for like Africa because I didn't apply for it. Well, when I was coming up, it was just a strict black thing. United Negro Fund. I don't know when they added other people in there or whatever. But
it's a college fund. That fund.
It's a college fund, scholarship. I like that. I like that.
No, look, it does. That's another misconception. It never actually gave out scholarships. It funded black institutions, you know.
Oh, okay, funded black institutions.
Yeah, so,
okay, but you made a donation. You made a donation to
it. Check us out. White people, when I was growing up, white people were like, well, you got the United Negro College Funds. What if I had the white college? I said, man, I ain't getting no damn. When I was in college, you got the United Negro College Fund. They swore up and down we were getting a friggin' say we didn't explain enough. Look. Because black people expect, right? And I don't know why these so-called black liberal leaders, they expect all white people to be liberal, understanding, like that. You know, all the average white person sees is I'm out here struggling, busting my butt, right? And I'm sitting here at my dinner table trying to figure out my bills and whatnot, how to pay for my kids' college. And I see a commercial like "Give to the United Negro College Fund." Mine's like, even though that's not the intention, right? But because you don't explain that, white people take and run with it, you know, and the Klan comes in and says, yeah, man, see, the United Negro College Fund, what about you as a white person? Yeah, man, let's join the Klan and whatnot. That's what I lived with growing up when the Klan insurgent. It was one of the things the Klan used to always say, black people getting free handouts and free this and free that and all stuff like that. You know, that wasn't the case. It was just a small.
Are you talking about white people or immigrants?
No, but let me finish up. Let me finish what I was saying. Apart from that, everything else, like black-owned businesses, that was a big theme. You know, your insurance company, there was a lot of referrals. You know,
Nigerians come over here and get black-owned businesses.
No. But let me give you my own experience.
Is that you, Little John? Black first?
Like Washington State, Washington, DC, and North Carolina, where I lived over there.
One person talk at a time.
Okay, when I lived over there, the black people over there that had businesses, when it was a big theme in North Carolina, where you had black-owned business, even in Washington D.C. You know, so and then again, this like when they say they spread it around with immigrants, we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Like Africans, Asians.
Immigrants tend to take care of the hotels and the gas stations.
No, but what I'm saying is when you're saying the people, the immigrants that really progress are the top of the line. Asians, Indians.
Hold on.
You see what I'm saying?
That's Lil John. He's an FBA guy. That's why he's.
They're better. They're way better than us. We look at Africans.
Actually, Lil John.
When you put all the immigrants in the totem pole, Indians own hotels, Arabs own businesses, Chinese own whatever. Where you see the Caribbeans and the Africans at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, if there was offer, or they're pitching them an offer, they put them at the bottom of it was engineered for them to be at the bottom of the totem pole.
That's why I don't buy the idea of these FBA people like Lil John or that talk about immigrants. Immigrants are not a problem.
No, Kara, you can.
No. When you talk about like us immigrants, we're the bottom of the totem pole.
Immigrants are not.
I mean, the Indians. They not only do they have their kids in the Ivy League schools, they got only hotels. Chinese, they do way better than Africans, Asians, Caribbean people. Way better.
Black immigrants are no threat to Black America.
No, we're the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to immigrants. Bottom.
So bottom line, so when people start talking about this Black immigrant, just because somebody dissed you online, I understand Black immigrants get out of pocket because deep down inside, Black immigrants love us. You know, they're obsessed with us, they love us, and everything like that. So they get a little hurt when we basically act a certain way for it. I really believe that. So I know Kidola loves us, you know. He loves us, you know. But my point my whole thing is this: when Black people get up here and basically ignore, it's what angers me, right? I'm watching. Look, I'm living in a white neighborhood, right? I have no problem with that. You know, I love my neighborhood living, right? But I'm saying to myself, I'm a Black nationalist, right? I'm a fucking Black nationalist. Tell me why the fuck I gotta live just because I can't live in a place where even in the blessed Black neighborhoods, I hear about shootings. Even in I'm telling you, you know.
Where you were in Virginia? In the best Black neighborhoods?
You know, check this out, Al Morris. Tell them about Portsmouth, right? We got nice Black neighborhoods in Portsmouth, but all hell breaks loose. Hampton, hell breaks loose. Newport News got nice Black neighborhoods, right? But you talking
about what's the average home price? The average home.
Nice home. Yo, look, that's the thing. Black people live in an expensive home, but you know what? I'm gonna tell you something right now. We got this one neighborhood in Portsmouth called Church Point. You know, town center, Churchland, right? Anyway, the neighborhood is a subdivision, planned community like Virginia Beach. Looks, houses were built back in the early 70s. They got two-car garage, front lawn, everything nice, everything like that, fenced in, whatever like that. You know, not front fence, but front lawn, side fence, whatever like that. Standard house that we have in our area, right? You can't, from the outside, you can't tell Virginia Beach from Churchland, right? Here's the difference, though. When I go to my client's house in Churchland, right, the houses look like they basically, like you stepped into 1975. They have original cabinets are there, the original doors there. It's all fucking mushed up. You know, the original carpets there and everything. You go to a white person's house, even a black person in Virginia Beach, right? You'll see a brand new front porch. You'll see new cabinets, new everything inside there. You'll see a new walk-in bathroom, shower, and everything completely remodeled, you know, because they take out equity loans and build a house. That's a white neighborhood. So you more likely to get an equity loan in your house and you live in a predominantly white neighborhood than you do a black neighborhood. Because black neighborhoods, because of crime, the index of crime, you know, says the perception of crime is what keeps a lot of black neighborhoods poor. The equity goes down because you have a low resale value. You know, the probability of resale is bad in a black neighborhood because if you got black people don't want to live in a black neighborhood, the only time white people are going to want to move there is when enough black people move out and they get the houses for rock bottom cheap. See, white people win no matter what. If black people decide to move out of a whole block or whatnot, they said like whole blocks have been uprooted in certain neighborhoods. Whole blocks are empty. Next thing you know,
Tyler, I gotta interject though, because you have middle income. When I say middle income, upper class blacks.
Yeah, but
that are professional, educated, and bringing.
Amara, let me tell you, it does not matter, right?
No, don't. You're painting everybody, every state with the same brush. It's not. I don't be to certain black neighborhoods, man.
Hold on. You can have all the upper class you want, right? But if you got a few black people coming in there and basically the culture and what's blasting on the radio.
This neighborhood, I'm not to cut you off. This neighborhood I'm talking about is gated community. It's a gated community. Security is there. You see what I'm trying to say? No riffraff is not going to come in there. I'm telling you, bro. The people over there, upper class blacks, professional 1 or 2 degrees, successful businesses. Some are millionaires, some are not. I'm telling you. I'll tell you the neighborhood right now.
That's 5% of the black homeless. Most of us live in working class, middle class neighborhoods that's vulnerable because they're not gated.
I'm telling you, this neighborhood, I'm calling the neighborhood right now.
We got a couple of black neighborhoods here that are like that, but that ain't the majority. You know, I tell you that right now.
Yeah, when I say black neighborhood, what I mean the majority is 60% black. You have some whites, some progressive, some educated.
Amar, I'm saying out of a total black community, right? That's a small percentage.
You're talking about the hood.
Oh, you got to remember too.
You're talking about the hood. I'm talking about people that have moved on and doing better for themselves.
Amar, it don't take much to turn even someplace like PG County into the hood.
I know, man. Upper Marlboro, no, boss. That's gonna take a lot of work, bro.
Well, Tyler, too, you gotta remember some of those neighborhoods they did that, but by design too. You know, in the black neighborhoods they would build roads through them and they would redline and do all kind of shit, man.
Oh yeah, I know.
You know what I found out recently too? They used to drown some of the cities in water. Did you hear about that?
Yeah. So someone say St. Florida is a fucking mess. Yeah, they do stuff like that, you know, because we don't have control over the infrastructure and everything like that. So they basically do what the hell they want to do.
But I'm about to show you a story, Kyler. There's this black real estate people that have been in real estate for a long time. They bought like 700 acres somewhere. And they're going to do subdivision, their whole family real estate. They're going to build like a small town. Like, you never heard of that story? They're working on it right now.
In Georgia?
Yeah, in Georgia. They're building.
I heard about that. I'm still waiting for them to do it, man.
Yeah, no. They're on it. No, man. Come on, man. Give the people. They're working on it, man. Don't give up on them that quick. Come on.
I'm working on it, man.
It's gonna be another Soul City.
No. You see, that's the thing. Y'all so pessimistic. That's the problem right there. You know, y'all pessimistic, man.
Nah, really I'm optimistic, but you know, you gotta look at the fruits of the labor. You know?
I mean, listen. When they come in, it's a code of conduct. Everything's a code of conduct. They're keeping the neighborhood clean. Man, it can be done, bro.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you.
This Wall Street mentality, like, oh, they did that to us, so we can't do it no more. Nah. You keep pushing.
Now, if
But
you
let me
make
ask
it
you-
if you
like-
make it a
like-
gated community, yeah, you can do that. Like you say, Amar, you stay like a gated community. Now you can regulate, but like Carla says, if these communities are just pretty much open, all it takes is a couple of bad families to do some influencing.
That's all it takes. Yo, check this out. I'll never forget, man. Never forget long. My very first apartment on my own. I had a little apartment with my cousin. My first apartment, I moved out of my parents' house. So I was like 22. I got this apartment with friends and whatnot, but I was sharing a house together. My first apartment where I put my name on lease and I had the apartment to myself, right? I moved this apartment complex, right? And it was a brand new apartment, not brand new, but the guy had just bought the building, blah, 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 blah. I moved in. And all these black people moved in and whatnot, it was in Ocean View, Norfolk, right? Well, anyway, all it took was this one family moved in. It was this white lady, ghetto white lady, with her two thugged out, blonde, blue-eyed fucking daughters, man. That's why I said, I moved with Jess. Said, you had white girls out here fucking packing. These girls were carrying gats, gold fronts, gats, whatnot. One of them had a mixed race kid, whatnot, They were completely thugged. They called coal burners, completely thugged out, right? And one of the dudes that used to hang out with murderers, right? Straight murder. The one dude was wanted for capital murder, right? I looked outside. I said, "That's that nigga I saw on the news." God damn, she's out there. I said, "Yo, the next week, right? The whole apartment complex filled out. Everybody moved the fuck out. Everybody just said because they were out there. They'll be out there till 5 o'clock in the morning, blasting music, acting loud and whatnot. And they were like a terror. Everybody was terrified of them, except for me. Everybody was terrified of them, That one family, this white lady and her daughters, right? And they had all these thugs that used to hang out there, right? That one house, one apartment, right? Caused everybody to say, fuck. That's all it takes is just one house, one trap house, one like that. And that's all it takes. Every neighborhood, I don't know if they do this on purpose, It's a break up blocks, whatnot. Next thing you know, black
No.
people say, I'm moving the fuck out of here, man.
Carla, I believe in white neighborhoods where the kids on drugs. The white kids on drugs, they steal. You see what I'm saying? The girls on rehab. I've lived in white neighborhoods like that where what the white people like that, their kids like that. They break into people's cars in the neighborhood. I lived in a white neighborhood like that.
There's a difference though in white neighborhoods. Is that
Come
white
on,
people,
man. You're glorifying these people.
Amar, the only difference in white neighborhoods is this. I've noticed. White people will call the police. They will basically call. Next thing you know, cops are pulling up there and they're basically like this. That. Black people sit there, they'll watch bullets fly and everything like that. They won't pick up that call and call say, check us out. Roswell said, I was mortified. No, the fuck I wasn't. I carried a gat back then. I had a fucking gat. You know what I'm saying? I used to sleep with my fucking gat. My gat was my bitch, man. I slept with that shit under my pillow. I wasn't scared of nothing, man. They saw my gat too. I walked in and they were like, one of them was like joking one time, yeah, we're gonna grab his gun. I was like, yeah, whatever. I'm saying these fucking people, they knew, dude, man. One day, man, I had my gat pointed at my door. I thought somebody was gonna come through that shit. I had my gat pointed at the door. And I was about to light shit up, man, like it was the 4th of July, The bottom line is, I was no joke back in the days, man, I was back in the 90s,
Well, you might as well have lived in the hood then.
I was in the hood,
Oh, you was in the hood.
That was my friggin' first fucking apartment, man. Then I moved out, man. Fuck it. I said, let me get the fuck out of here,
No, but everybody try to do better. When you do better, you're trying to move to. But you see, I'm telling you, one thing I can't stand in a white neighborhood is when they give you that look. Like, oh, there you go. You don't know nothing about me. You don't know what I do for a living. I probably make more money than you. You know what I'm saying? I got everything better than you, but you give me that look.
All I see is you're black, and that's it. That's all I fucking care.
You give me that look like, oh, that, like in North Carolina, it's so bad, man. When I say I don't even go out, because if I go out to a fancy restaurant, say I made money, I go to a fancy restaurant, I'm gonna put the customer service on a timer. If I go out there and I see they treating somebody better than me and my girl, we're walking out the door. I go to a fancy boutique, or mall or whatever, when I want to spend money, and your customer service sucks, I'm walking out. So even if when you live in those white neighborhoods, they don't treat you, they don't give you the best world-class customer service. So what's the big deal? You see what I'm trying to say? You're always suspicious. The worst thing is I got some kind of feeling inside of me, that when I dress nice and I go into a restaurant and they start looking at me, I don't like that, man.
Amara, at least I give you that. See, people like Alfred Dumbass and Mike Olawale, they think this is all just a
I never got comfortable, man. I'm telling you, I got a temper where I keep it under, but I never. The thing is, everybody starts from the bottom, and you work your way up. As you work your way up, whenever you go, because you're paying for you're spending a certain amount of money. Your checks, you go to a restaurant, your check might be $300 or $500. Say you want to spend that much. I need that world-class customer service, bro. You're not going to treat me any shitty than the white man. I hated that. I hated that when I go, I take my girl to like a mall or whatever. She go in the changing room like 2 times. Here they come. Do you need some help? Hold up. What? The white girl done went in there 15 times to the goddamn changing room. You ain't said shit to her. You know what I'm saying? So what's the point of making money? What's the point of having money or making money? Or,
Amara, maybe this want to help you, man.
Well, no, but I'm just saying I had that feeling in me. That's what's the uncomfortable part. I always uncomfortable, bro.
Amara's speaking the truth though, because if you
man, I never feel at ease, bro. Sometimes I don't even want to go out, bro. To be honest with you.
But it's depending on like the neighborhood you go to, right? Because you have,
bro. I'm telling you. The only time I go to they treat me right is when I go to when you go to like the hood black places, they see you dressed nice, they treat you right. You see what I'm saying? They talk to you right. I'm talking about. I'm looking at some of these white dudes. You understand what I'm saying? Why am I spending this much money and my customer service is not the same as them? Why? What's the point of going in? Like I told one white dude because I went off on the manager at a restaurant. I said, you need to, when we're driving by, you need to put some big old banner at your restaurant saying only white people allowed in here. Then I would have passed by. I don't like shit like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, I go in to a restaurant, I go in somewhere, I'm all dressed, I'm in a good mood. When they treat me shitty like that, I just want to turn around and go back home. Take all my clothes off and go back home. When I go home, you know what I'm saying? I don't go nowhere.
You're the first African who talk like that.
No, but I'm just saying, because I dated black women. I've seen how they treat you when you black women. I see how they treat you when you with African. I see how they treat you. I know somebody that when they went in there with a white girl, how they treated the white girl and how they treated him. My thing is, if you say you work hard, you want to move up, somebody gonna recognize you for who you are. Come on, man. I don't bust my ass to get to this far. And they treat me shitty? What's the point?
Hey, Carla, I think a lot of continental Africans, hold on real quick. I think it's a lot of continental Africans that feel like that, but they just stay off the way. You think what I'm saying?
But while you living on the edge, no, you gotta have fun, man. What's the point of busting your ass? And you want to live a good life. Okay? And you don't get the recognition. What's the point? You see what I'm saying? What's the point, though?
You remind me of mom.
What's the point?
I think it's like when you talk about some of the continental Africans that talk bad against, it's just that they grabbing the mic, they all on the mic. They're on the mic the most. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Tariq Nasheed. If we look at Tariq Nasheed, now he doesn't represent all African Americans, but he has a big stage, so it appears that you know, what he's saying is what everybody believe, that, you know, we're half Indian.
That's toxic culture. You know, everything right now, social media has created so much toxicity. Black people have toxicity about their identity. They're toxic about black immigrants. They're toxic about every friggin' thing. It's like we're not. It's like we're on the treadmill, not going any place.
Hey, you know, I wanted to add.
Because, like, just real quick, you know, like when you're in the city, right? You around city populated, and then the more you get out towards like the suburbs, the more you go, maybe like 30, 50 miles out, where, you know, maybe even like 70 miles out, where you still have these big cities, right? And they're, you know, they're like a lot of, you know, it's barely not a lot of us. Sometimes you do get those dirty looks when you go to the, you know what I'm saying, to the restaurants, and
yeah, you get a dirty look. I hate that though. So what? So you don't put me in a box. I'm only good in the hood restaurant, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna get the best customer. If you come over here, we're looking around, right?
If I go to any place like that and I get treated like that, it'd be the last time. I say, you know what I say? I ain't gonna say nothing. It's the last time these people getting my money. That's why I'll say like this. Anything.
But you know, girls, you know, women. Professional women, because I like my professional women. I like my upscale women. So they want to go to upscale place.
Yeah,
and they're the one that treats you like shit.
They're notorious for going to all white racist spaces, and when the black women always dragging you in these places. Let's go to such and such. I don't want to go to such and such. Oh,
right.
Such. I don't want to be the only fucking black couple in there. Fuck, you know? I do that shit. You know?
Exactly.
Hate that shit, man. Goddamn. No, I don't want to go there, you know? Why not? Why not? Because, well, no. What's the point of this, you know? And now, you know what I do? I can tell you, I tell a story all the time. My first year, 4 years ago, I got back from Liberia, right? And I had my dashiki on one day, right? On Saturday, right? And all of a sudden, I said, I heard about this place called 21st Street Seafood, right? And 21st Street Seafood, right? So I went down there, right? And first I said, well, you know, I heard about it from white people, yeah. Right? So I stood outside and I saw a black couple walking out there. I was like, are we good in there? They're like, oh, yeah. You know, I went in there, had good. I mean, I had the Cajun pasta with chicken, seafood, and shrimp. Cajun pasta. It was delicious, right? So anyway, I came outside, right? And a bro man was sitting in the car talking about, yo, bro, man, we good in there? I said, hey, I see you coming out there. Are they cool with us in there? Well, that's sad that we got to go through. I said, yeah, we're good there because nobody wants to be humiliated, you know? Even if they can't tell you can't come in there. It's a certain way. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, well, yeah, like what you doing here? Like what you? Yeah, they got that look. Like what you doing here?
Yeah, well, that's all,
you know, like when the hostess, like when you go in and the hostess take their time, like they cherry pick who they walk you to your table and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, you standing there for a little
out of all the people that on the
man,
the one
man, bro,
the black girl or black boy to serve you. When I was like, yo, look, man, I'm just here to get served. Next thing you know, my name is Bumquisha. I'm here to serve you and that. Oh Lord.
What about when they you get weighed on and go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, say what you were saying.
Well, no, I was going to say that. I was going to ask Kyle. It's a place right there on Shore Drive. You know, because like I said, I've been down with that. You know what I'm saying? Because like with the dudes as far as
CP Shuckers.
I'm gonna find out. I can't think of the name. I went up in there one time and it was a whole bunch of white folks and they was looking at me.
But I see the marina on Chick's Beach.
Yeah, it's right. It's right. Like just before you get to just before the beachfront. It's like right there on that little strip right there. I think it's like it's like a real. Yeah, but see the thing about it, I've been done with that going to white people stuff and all that.
Blue building, it's seafood place. A blue building. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I was gonna say like I've been done with that. Like all that, you know, I come in there and you look.
That area right there is like the whitest part of Virginia Beach. That right there, Shore Drive, that Cox, Great Neck. That's where Marina Yacht Club was. You know, Marina Yacht Club was. You know, That's a nice section of Virginia Beach. That's like the whitest. That's what hot tuna is. You know, you've been to hot tuna.
like that. Yeah, I know you're talking, but like so them places like that. Matter of fact, that's why I stopped even going to Virginia Beach. Period, because to be honest, they don't want us down
That's
there.
the whitest part of Virginia Beach. You got to go to the ocean, and you got to go to like the south part of Virginia Beach. It's more mixed, whatever, like that. But that's the whitest part of Virginia Beach, man. Really, that's the whitest part.
Well, no, like I said, I know, like I say, because I've been, like I said, I've been done with that, trying to spend my dollar somewhere where you don't want me. And like I said, my ex was like, she professional black woman, all that type of stuff, and she want to go to like the whitest places. We get up in there, and everybody looking at you. And you like,
you're right, bro.
The thing about it is that really, and this people might not like this, but I kind of just wish they had the white only signs back up, because then I know.
Yeah, man, that's what I told the guy in the restaurant. I told the guy in the restaurant, do that.
Right, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna fight. I don't believe in trying to fight. Sit down with y'all.
You gotta sit in shit like that. You don't want me? Well, yeah, the person who treats us right, they're gonna get all our business. We got black people will keep Red Lobster, Olive Garden intact. You go to Red Lobster or Chili, when now who's in there? What couples in there? Ruby Tuesdays. It'd be black couples. We love to fucking eat out. It's mostly black couples. You see white people out, but they don't go out like we do. They don't.
I hate Olive Garden. Hey, but why don't they have classy black-owned hotels?
The breads.
It's just that now, like you said, now it's all blacked out. But I mean, when they first opened, right, when it actually was a real Italian restaurant.
Well, now it's like, man, it's like a fast food almost, man. It ain't the same. Olive Garden is not all that anymore.
Back when they first opened, it was like
even Red Lobster. Even Red Lobster ain't like it used to be, man. I don't know where the lobsters like they're on welfare and shit, man. They ain't like that. I want to go up to Maine. Maine got real lobsters. You can go up to Maine and pick your lobster out of a tank and say like this. Maine has lobsters, man. That's what I said. Well, last time I was in Rhode Island, I was almost about to take a beeline over to Maine. It's right there in Providence.
It's just too. To me, it's just I don't like the price. I'm not into all those pastas. And then like when it first opened, it was just like they had a whole bunch of pasta and bread, and everybody acting super pitsy, and I don't like that.
Now it tastes like it's something you buy in the supermarket. Olive Garden is not the same as I used to be.
Well, I tell you, man,
at the British court or something, like I don't like that. It's like that's too prissy for me.
We got a lot of places here in Virginia Beach that some white people tell me about. Oh yeah, such and such, like O'Connor's a brewery, right? They got food there. We got this other place that my insurance firms they take us to called Cooper's Hawk. That's a freaking beer and winery and whatnot, but they got good food there too. But you go in there and whatnot, because we go in there exclusive, like they pay for it and everything like that. We'd be the only, me, my brother, my sister, and a couple of agents. We'd be the only black people in there. It's a number of white people in there.
We got those out here too.
They're looking at you.
The Coopers, they look at you like they're like. Then they realize because they be having us a party in the back. Or we have when we rented out a room. They said they must be important if that's what they look. They say, oh, these guys ain't just coming here. They got invited to by the such insurance company and the marketing company, and they basically must be bigwig when they ain't just ordinary black people. That's the only way I go in there when I places like that, when I'm invited in that sort of setting, And I got this other place we went to. One of my handlers came down. They're going to the whitest fucking restaurant. We're the only black people in there. I'm like, oh, could you pick a whiter? It was by our office, but I was like, God damn, this is like the whitest place in the goddamn world or whatnot, I'm like, I hate that shit, man.
But when you see somebody black, you so happy, man, to strike a conversation.
You be like, oh, I see one black. You see one.
Yeah, one black. Hey, you go up to him and try to talk to him, right?
He's sitting there. You always acknowledge each other. He's sitting there with his white group, and I'm sitting in my white group, and we just look over like, what up, brother?
Yeah, what's up?
That's what being black in America is all about. See, these things, Amar, so you've been in this country long enough. You know what it's like to be black in America.
I'm telling you, bro. But that's one thing about this place. For everything it got, that right there, bro. The fact that, nobody can recognize me because of the skin, the color of my skin. You put me in a box.
As if
I get some kind of, you know, when you're on eggshells, that feeling, like when you walk in, when it hits you the looks, man. I'm telling you, bro.
You develop a black conscience living in.
Yeah, I got that. Like I'm on eggshells. Like, let me watch my steps, you know. Let me watch what I say. Let me watch my moves. But come on, man.
Amari, they're looking at you as if you begging to be in there.
Yeah, like I'm begging. Come on, man. I paid for this place. I dress nice. I'm dressed better than the dudes over there. I made sure I went out.
White guys could come in. Like I said, that one player we were talking about. 2 white guys came in there. They were sitting at the bar, just having to do bikers. They had the biker colors on and whatnot.
Yeah.
Suit and tie. And
You go in there suit and tie. Make sure you dressed up because they're looking at you.
Yeah, and these guys
steal the customer service side. Man, come on.
After the food, and they had the biker shit on and whatnot. You know, I'm like with the helmets in the hand and whatnot. I'm like, oh man, I mean, ain't that something? But that's what it means to be white, you know. And so,
but one thing I found out, man, why do every other race have shitty restaurants, and then the white people had classy restaurants?
Yeah, I don't know.
When people, you know, when you moved up upward mobility, you know, made your money, you want to stay away from the crowd. You don't have a place where your people's at that's classy. That they don't look at you or some type of why.
I'll tell you, the Japanese are catching up with their hibachi. You know, the hibachi girls are nice, you know.
But then people look at you too. They're racist, man.
Yeah,
them Asians, they're racist.
So hibachi people, mostly white people, they're like, you're not Japanese. What the hell are you looking at me like I'm crazy for? You know.
I'm telling you. So that's what I'm saying. Outside of the shitty spots, they don't have a spot for. If you don't moved up, for you to go out with your girl and chill and do things or whatever, where's the classic spot for people like you got to go to a white spot that they look at you like, like you ain't supposed to be.
Oh, hold on. What you could do is do something neutral, like a Texas Roadhouse, you know?
Man, I'm tired of going to them.
Yeah, but that's sort of better, but you at least you know this.
What is sort of better? Let me say something. Like you saying, I don't look down on any other part of people of color. But if I bust my ass to get to the southern stage, bro, I need, if me and my girl say we're going out, we need to go to somewhere class. I don't need to bring around all type of rowdy niggas. Excuse my French. Rowdy, all types of whatever.
Every once in a while, I'll go, you know what you do, Amara? Go out in the daytime, you know? And somehow when I can go to the night.
So is the daytime now?
Yeah, the daytime, right? But,
so is the daytime now?
What the white people be looking at is this nigga gonna rob me in the parking lot, you know? That's what they be thinking, man.
Hey, you know? Hey, I had my Tesla, right? I had my Tesla. Just because this thing, she's so funny. I had my Tesla. I came out. This lady had like a Subaru. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I come my back, I had that. You know when you squeeze your key, it makes that sound. Look at you. Look at this lady. Look at you.
My Subaru and whatnot.
Well, I tell you, bro.
See, look at you like the old Tesla trick.
Yeah. Look at you.
But
I'll tell you, this is the thing. Well, everything America got, that's the thing I hate, bro. I swear to God. I'm telling y'all the honest truth. Why?
Hey, Colin.
Yo.
Is it me or the steaks look like they been getting small? Like the steakhouses ain't been making the steaks as big.
Oh, they got this one place. I tell you what, you know who got good steak? The Yard House. You ever been to Yard House? That's a nice place. Yard House is nice. Yard House is nice. That's a classy place or whatnot inside and everything like that, you know. Yard House, they got big fucking ribeye. Ribeye is so big you can't eat it all. You gotta take it home and whatnot, you know.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been trying to find.
Okay, Yard House, but I'll eat that when I get like we got business dinners when these carriers come and they come to town and they want to do a sales campaign. They take us to dinner. We want to go. I go Yard House. But I never basically do this shit myself. I basically because I go to these fancy places because it's being paid for by a marketing company. You know, when they always come to town and take us to dinner and stuff like that. Me and my brothers and sisters. You know, when they come to town.
Well, like I say, low key, like I say, you like now me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of programming myself just to go to the soul food place. You know what I'm saying? Now again, like I said,
I like soul food restaurants. We had this one. I forgot. You ever heard A Maze? You know, have you had A Maze? And I don't think it's around anymore. It was in Chesapeake and then Norfolk. They moved to Norfolk one night. It's called A Maze. Oh my God, that food was good. They give you a lot too. I always eat that half grilled chicken and whatnot, you know, with rice. The macaroni and cheese is so freaking good around the yams. Oh my God. And a cornbread, you know, Jiffy cornbread when that was delicious. And the meal was only like $11.
They might be going. You said it's called what? They might be going. I don't think
A Maze.
A Maze. No, I don't think I know that one.
Yeah, A Maze. Soul food, you know.
Yeah, I had to say something about Lil Jon. Then he got kicked off like 3 times on Q panel, coming up there with that.
What you call? He comes in here with this. Now he always come up with a different name, and he be having me fooled too. You know, fool. You know, he had me fooled with that. Somebody said, "Yo, it's a little." That's how it's called. A Maze Soul Food. I guess it's still open. It says A Maze, so A/MAYES. In soul food, you know, A Maze. I guess it's still open, you know. Okay, Uber Eats, okay, it's still open. I didn't know that, man. You know, they got good food, soul food, man. They're good. You know, it's takeout mostly, you know. They got delivery and all that stuff like that. They got good food. I might order them this weekend. You know, they got good soul food, you know.
Okay. I know that place. That's right there. When you coming from South Norfolk, if you go down that street from South Norfolk, right there.
The thing is though, they're not there no more. You know, to South Norfolk, Campostella. No, they're not there no more.
Oh, okay.
It's a Jamaican spot now. They moved from there out in Greenbrier. You know, a lot of these places, one Blackfish place, right, in a nice section, that new section of Volvo Parkway. They got a couple of nice black restaurants over there. You know, you'd be surprised. Virginia Beach. Oh yeah, you know another place, Black Eyed Peas. That's a black-owned restaurant. Me and my boy, we always go to black-owned restaurants, you know, just to spend money. Black Eyed Peas.
How the food? I heard about that place. How's the food there?
Oh my God, man! They got this sweet potato cornbread. Oh my God! You gotta say more.
I might have to come to Virginia Beach, man.
Virginia Beach is a fucking nice city, man. I give it to them. You know, it's a nice place. You know, it's good to me because. You know, I mean, I have a fun here and whatnot, but you know, like I said, if you think about dating and whatnot, forget about it. These women here I don't know what's the black women here. That's why I say, you know, it's good to me because I got the last laugh. I don't need you. I got my wife in Liberia. I'm feeling like that. These women here, I don't know what that is. If you're a man, you're already married, and you bring your wife here, family here, it's a beautiful place to live, you know. But the dating scene here is horrible, you know. It really is, you know. It was good back in the days, but as you get older, whatever like that, it's not the same Virginia Beach. You know, if you a single man out here, you be tempted to twirl because the white girls throw them, and the Latino girl, Asian will throw themselves at you all the time here. You know, that's like a known fact here. The white girls, they love the brothers down here in Virginia Beach. You know, that's the whole thing.
I pass. I'm good.
But so. Other than that, sisters, I don't know what the sisters are about, man. I don't know.
I don't care how the sisters is, man. We gotta support the sisters, bro. I don't care.
I don't support them swirling. I ain't supporting no damn swirling.
No, but what I'm saying is, I mean, black women are black women. You see what I'm saying?
But when they go off to the other side, man, you know.
But still, what I'm trying to say is, I'd rather take a black woman with an attitude than a white girl. I mean, a white girl can't give me African kids. Can't give me African kids. Can't give me, you know, a lot of the stuff that I got to do stuff for my people. I don't like going out to these places, being with you the ops. Like this, my nephew says, the ops. They're the ops. You see what I'm saying? So I can't be with them. You know.
Yo, check this out. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. The freaking Ross Moist site. He talks about This is another thing about these fake tribalists, right? He goes swirl the future. He's into white girls. He talks about he's a houser. That's a front for the fact that he's a black Frenchman. You know, he's a black Frenchman. Ross Boyce. He goes swirling is the future. You know, no, it's not.
Nah. I mean, we gotta support our sisters, man.
Black guys.
We gotta support the black women, man. I mean, they got an attitude. They're tough cookie. You see what I'm saying? But still, they're ours. They're part of us. So we gotta support them, man. I love black women. I don't care. I don't care how hard they make it or their attitudes and they're hard to deal with and whatever, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, that's you. When you're with them, you're doing something right. You know, when you're out with a black woman and people see y'all, you know, they're so happy other people color see you. They're so happy that y'all together as a couple or whatever.
Well, yeah.
Apart from all the bad things that's going around it.
There's nothing more beautiful than seeing a black couple. You know.
Yeah, they like that. I like that. I like that recognition. It makes me feel good. You know, I'm going out. I won't say I'm a sucker for compliments, but you know, they hit me something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Check this out. African Goddess is saying, Amara, you're in trouble now, man. African said all black women don't have attitudes. But
no. What I'm saying is, no, I'm not saying all black women have attitude. I'm saying the narrative out there. The narrative out there is like they have attitudes, they're hard to deal with, and that a lot of them ain't like that. You see what I'm saying? And even the ones that are hard like that, I don't have any problems. Some of my best relationships with black girls were ride-or-die girls. A ride-or-die girl is so loyal, man. Oh man, they're loyal because like when I was in high school, starting out my life, when I was done, I was first year in college. Bro, them girls right there, we sat back there having a conversation. I say, okay, we come from poverty, y'all from the hood. Let's come together, work some magic together. We build together. You see what I'm saying? We both know what's not to have. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's that commonality we had with each other and build, man. Them girls in the 90s are some of the best black girls ever, bro. Yeah. I be telling everybody the 90s girls, best black girls ever.
Yeah, like everything else, right? Well, I just think basically it was going to be difficult to pull our culture together because we don't have a unifying platform. We don't have Ebony Magazine. We need something where all. Can somebody give me some suggestions? Tell me one thing that we like. You would say is 45 million of us. Like you say, 75 to 80% that we participate in, that we follow. It used to be Ebony Magazine. What do we have right now?
There are no magazines. It's social media.
Man, those days are over, Kala, man.
Well, the bottom line, we got to get them back. Our community's
You
down.
but here's the thing, Kala. You gotta create something new, man. Like you can't keep. I mean, you talking about you want to do the African thing, but you can't keep trying to resurrect the past.
No, I'm not ready.
The things that we had in the past, okay, those are things that came up from a different era.
No. See,
me
and my brother
we live in a whole nother world now, Kala. And what it is, you gotta look towards the future, man. You can't.
Look, I cannot look at a future that does not exist. If we keep going the way we're going right now, Black America is in peril, right? We got to basically change the narrative by basically changing the narrative and the story of who we are. You know, before we could do anything, we got to say who we are. You know,
well, who's doing that right now is FBA.
Look, Bill, don't be fooled. Black America is still a very conservative thing, and also, like even Lamar saying, Black people still like the company and believe in Black America. Right? Let me tell you something right now. What happened is white people have basically, and race traders have infiltrated our community and steered us into integration, steered us into we don't have any business. I remember watching the movie. My ex-girlfriend went to go see the movie Almost Christmas, right? And that's when it dawned. It was like back in 2016, whenever the movie came out. But one scene in that movie bothered me, right? When they were having the dinner, tell me why they had to have a fucking white man at the table. You know, and I'm saying to myself, the token white guy, you always gotta have a white guy. Like, I have nothing problem with white people coming into our. But the bottom line, do we always have to freaking include it in a movie, whatever like that? We couldn't even fictionalize and say, "Yo, this is an all black thing. We're sitting down having dinner." Why does a white guy always invited to our fucking shit? You know, we have this thing where if you talk about something all black, you're doing something wrong. That has to change, Adama. You know, and I don't care how many red carpets they invite us to. I don't care how many halftime shows you do and everything like that. I don't care how long you think that we made it into the mainstream. That's the whole thing. These entertainers and everything, they're doing it for their own selfish reasons. They want acceptance by the mainstream, so they drag us along with them. The average black person right there, if you basically, we used to have at one time in Black America, once upon a time in Black America, we used to have black venues like Black Miss America, the Black Debutantes, Black, all the stuff like that that Black institutions supported, especially Black Miss America. We used to do all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we got rid of all that by us basically. We used to have our own Black Music Awards, you know. We used to have the Pan African
All right,
Film.
Kyla, listen to me, man. The thing is, Kyla, Black America is integrated now. Okay,
No, we're not. No, we're
there's
not.
nothing,
No, we're not.
there's nothing we can do about it. But listen, Kyla, just hear me out, Kyla. Just hear me out. Here's the thing: it's just like the white people in the South, right? They supported the Confederacy, right? Once the Confederacy lost, that was it. That sealed the fate of the
No, it's
South
not,
of
because
being
the
part of the
Confederates
United
still
States.
alive, man.
And the thing is, it's the same thing. I used to feel the same way. I used to be, it would be nice if black people we had our own stuff, we had our own towns and stuff. I used to feel the same way, but you need to understand when you go out here, Kyla, these young black people and these black
Because they don't have
women,
look.
they're integrated now. There's nothing you can do about that.
I don't think so. I don't.
They're not listening to people like you, Kyla.
Oh yeah, they all listen to me. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line, they all listen to people like me. You know, that's why we take people over to seas and whatnot. There are people listening. You know, people. Look, let me tell you something. Most of the people, black people, listen to platforms like this. I'm just one of the main platforms. You don't have anybody out there saying I'm an integrationist or whatnot. Listen to me. Nobody listens to that. Nobody listens to somebody preaching integration. They will listen. They do listen to, of all people, Umar Johnson. They listen to Jason Black. You know, they listen to myself, Phil Scott, and stuff like that. So we're not integrated like you think we are. We're not. You know, it's a myth about black people being integrated. You know, black people still follow black media. We still got BT Plus and stuff like that. Black people still things geared towards a black audience and everything. The problem in Black America is the people who basically went mainstream. There's a blurred line. We used to look at those people as sellouts or whatever like that. Now somehow, basically, we were all convinced that if you weren't out with Val Kilmer or Robert De Niro, if you weren't seen with these A-list actors and whatnot, that you're not popular. We made white being cool. It wasn't like that when I was coming up, you know? So we have to get back to that. And they can very easily do that, you know? If more and more black people, because right now, as more and more white people decide they want to become racist again and stuff like that, it's going to basically trigger something in Black America. That's going to be their worst nightmares about to happen, you know? What you're going to have is a black nationalist movement is going to rise in Black America. Surely as I'm sitting here, you know, that's the last thing black people have never tried. And now more black people are listening to the idea of black nationalism. What is a black nationalist? Black nationalism simply means that you believe in black institutions and like that. And the ultimate goal of black nationalism is basically the independent black nation, ultimately, you know?
But see, here's the thing, Colin. Here's the thing. That'll never happen as long as the
Maybe it'll never happen. We already got, we got record numbers of people.
As long as the federal government remains.
So in other words, we got record numbers.
It's not going to happen.
Hold on, we got record numbers of black people leaving America every day. What are you talking about?
Okay, yeah, leaving, but but see, here's the thing, Colin, is that, and this is my thing about us as Black Americans, that we don't really go places to take over the economy in those places. We go places to go buy a house there or go buy some land there. We don't even go places
really?
to try to hold on, bro, Colin. We don't even go places to try to go and farm, like go set up like a cattle ranch or a pig farm or something like that. We just go to these places just to buy houses and live there. We don't go attack specific industries. But go ahead.
You right there. Since you said that, I'm gonna prove you wrong right now with this one video I'm about to play. People be asking for it, man. Like, what am I gonna be asking for?
I want you to prove me wrong. Please show me something. Please show me something that refutes what I'm saying. I hope you do show it.
Okay.
Please.
Okay, that's what I said. When you're ignorant, I'll teach you. You know, so when you're ignorant, I'll teach you, man. You know, this film right here was made almost 20 years. Was made 20 years ago. Okay, so let's talk about this now. I'm gonna skip through it because I want to get you to the real parts. You know. Let me get to screen sharing. I love it when people be asking for it. You know? And who's this? It's about black people who relocated to South Africa. This was 20 years ago.
Oh, I seen that movie. The ones that they had fashion shows and stuff. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why can't we have this? Why can't I get that customer service right there, bro? Why can't I get it? You seeing that?
Blacks Without Borders, man. I've been following this for 20 years.
You can't get it over here.
There's so many African Americans that buy. We had Lozio last night, and he basically thanked me for. He said African Americans that go into South Africa that are basically buying houses that white people have made. They try to price it. We're the only black people that can afford some of the houses that they're trying to make exclusive white neighborhoods in Cape Town. He said African Americans are going to South Africa cleaning clock, getting in all kinds of industries and business, farming and everything. You hear that, Ndama? You know? But we're going to show you some of it in this film. This was 20 years ago.
Hey, Carla, I was watching that film, right? Yeah. And they were showing a house, right, that was cold, man. It had, I think in one room, it was almost outside, but it looked like it was inside. But it didn't have the roof on, but it was on on the side of a mountain. I don't know. But
that was Eugene Jackson's house. That's Eugene Jackson's house. Yeah.
Man, I was like,
Eugene Jackson's house. It was a bluff, overlooking the Indian Ocean. I'm gonna skip through some of this. Get to the good part. Something.
Yeah. I thought that bringing comedy would help heal negative wounds from the past of apartheid.
At which point did black people decide to go from here to here?
I wanted to go to Africa because I didn't think Africa was the way it was being portrayed in the United States. So I decided I want to come and investigate. I came on a trade mission with the then mayor of Atlanta, Bill Campbell. I would say, what was it, 94, 95? There wasn't anything nice being shown about Africa at all. They barely even showed an office building or a house. So now you see different images, but the only images we were able to capture back then was the jungle, the zebra, the guy running butt naked with a spear. Those are the things that we only had, but I knew there was more to be found. So I came over, and to my surprise, it was incredible, and then I moved over. Before I got into comedy, I opened up a nightclub, and the nightclub was the first upscale nightclub in the whole country for blacks. everyone said it wouldn't last. In the last 2 years, and it was a great launch pad for me to get involved with my comedy. What I wanted to do is just basically create a stand-up comedy industry because there was none here.
We in South Africa doing it real major. It's so major, it's so real, man. It's unbelievable. Big diamonds in your face.
If I was doing that commercial, imagine it'd be like this. Take shampoo and conditioner into the shower. No. Not me. I just wash again, rinse, condition, set, wrap, oil, grease, blow dry, tongue gel, soup on the gel, extra sheen, extra spritz, check in the mirror, more lipstick, check in the mirror again, more sheen, more spritz, more gel, more extra gel, more moisturize, more gel, more extra gel, more sheen, more spritz, check in the mirror again, lipstick, check in the mirror again, then go. If it's not raining.
Comedy has exploded. In the last 4 years, particularly the Black comedy industry has grown over 2,000%. It's growing faster than we imagined, actually. The first show, we had 1,000 people, and 18 months after that, we had almost 4,000 people come out. And this is people who came, never knew stand-up comedy, never even been to see particularly Black stand-up comedy. I always want to be the first to do something all the time. It's bad in a way because I can take uncalculated risks by doing so, but it's important for me to be first or to make some type of difference. So with comedy now, comedy it's a new comedy industry that we have developed, and to be in the forefront of creating an entire industry, it's an amazing thing. You kids can see that you participated in the growth of an industry, which is putting money in numerous people's pockets. Our comedians grew from maybe 10 4 years ago to now there's probably over 100 Black comedians here, good and bad, but they're making money. Some of them are getting corporate gigs that pay them, nice amount of change. You do see a lot of holes and niche and opportunities that are here in the country. But for the most part, what I did, just transferred exactly what I was doing in the United States. And I did the same thing here. I didn't try to do anything different or anything spectacular. I was involved in entertainment in the US, and I was in commercial real estate in Atlanta. I was representing a lot of the record labels on commercial real estate in Atlanta because my first love would probably be in properties over entertainment. See that building right there? That building is called Ponte. That building, Nelson Mandela, all your top politicians, anybody who was anybody with any cash had an apartment in that building up to 12, 14 years ago. It was the place to be. Now it's turned into projects. The city of Johannesburg is going through right now is the same that any major city US is going through, where the inner city becomes dilapidated, wore down, and all your main businesses move north, which is exactly what's happened here. All the businesses moved north and left the city kind of like abandoned. So now the city has decided they want to claim it back and renovate and bring it back to where it was 10, 15 years ago. I believe in this area so much, and which is why I own a property portfolio in this area, because I want to be part of the turnaround and the regentrification of the area, because I have so much belief that it will transform back to the middle class one day. San Diego and Highfield Court is two buildings that I recently purchased. This one here, I just got the letter of approval today on San Diego. The reason being is the loan originator for Highfield Court, they told me that, hey, if we give you the money for this building, you have to buy the one next door, because the one next door, if I go and renovate this one to look very nice, it's not going to help the block because I have one next door to it that is dilapidated. So I made the guy an offer, he accepted it, and now we're going through with the transfer process. This is the apartment when I first got the building. We still did some repairs, but it gives you a rough state of what condition this place was in before we did our renovations. And what I'm going to do is take you downstairs where you can see a completed version after all renovations are done. Okay, here what we have is a completed version of my renovation. Upstairs you saw a raw shell as it was when I bought the building. Now this is the completed version. We stripped the floors, varnished the floors, and we added ceramic tiles in the kitchen and bathroom, which gives it an upmarket appeal for the young professional that we're targeting. Hey, we all grew up in the ghetto. It ain't anything we're scared of. And if I can add a hand to the transformation, then and then it's all for the good. This neighborhood is one of those things that the majority of people in the country don't believe in. I'm betting on black. I'm betting that this is going to turn around and that it'll be a profitable thing in the future for me. In 1996, I was here 1 year, and believe it or not, I was sitting down having lunch with Mandela. And I didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of then. But I was sitting down having dialogue with the president of the country. Now, can that happen in the U.S.? Probably not. But here in Africa, anything is possible.
Women must make strides in Africa in order for Africa to succeed.
Do you hear that, Ndama? In Africa, all things are possible. You know? Do you get it?
I mean, yes, I understand. That doesn't show me anything, though. It's just one dude. We're talking about one dude who set up a comedy club.
Yeah. So in other words, you ain't got that. You ain't got no real estate portfolio anyplace. You know, what are you doing in America? Nothing. You know, so I will be in Liberia in 2 weeks. I could travel there every year. What that tell you about me? That I'm well to do, you know, and I know success because I am one, you know. So when I tell you somebody's doing successful, you gotta listen to me, you know. Black people in South Africa, plenty of them that are doing really. My brother Mark Blanton is doing really well. He's helping African Americans settle there, buying nice homes over there, you know, the real South Africa. You know, he was inspired by this Blacks Without Borders, him and his wife.
Okay, but what industries are they getting into? Like, are they getting heavy
everything
industries?
from tech to film industry to everything, you know, wherever it is.
But are they running the shit? Do people have to go through Black Americans to get into that shit?
You keep moving the goalposts, you know. What do they get into? Has a woman right getting ready to come up now that's into the diamond industry. You want? Okay, let's keep going. This is Debbie Downer.
The continent is overwhelmingly populated with women, and there are several reasons for that. Several of the countries.
Because that skills transfer has to take place. And right now, the white people are the ones who have most of those skills. So we just have to make sure that some of those are passed on to Black folks. And it's very important for the industry, you know, because in this country, you always hear people saying, oh, there's not enough managers, there's not enough line producers, there's not enough this, that. And the thing is because they're only relying on 20% of the population to fill those jobs, you know. Once you start training Black folks, there's not going to be a shortage of anybody. Jenny, are you ready to die?
So ready.
It would have been very difficult for me to accomplish the same degree of success in the States that I've been able to accomplish here in South Africa. And that's because my skin color was not a barrier. And in the States, it always is. Yeah. Here, the fact that I was Black actually helped me, you know. And the fact that I had a really good resume when I got here was all that mattered, actually. So they looked at my resume and they said, wow, you know, this girl has done something. Black filmmakers in the States should get in touch with filmmakers here. So if they have a project, you know, they should, you know, think about coming and shooting it over here, you know, because we've got qualified crew, we've got equipment, and as you'll be able to see from walking around the country, it's beautiful here. It'd be really great if we could have more of a Black American and Black South African kind of skills exchange. I think the results would be fabulous.
I'm a gemologist and a diamond trader. They were not accustomed to seeing women in the diamond business. So the first thing they told me was, no, you're not a gemologist. It's impossible. You can't be a diamond trader. Diamond traders are Orthodox Jewish males. They are not Black African-American females. I sing in a number of languages, including Hebrew and Yiddish. And the facility with the music, Hebrew and Yiddish music, has actually helped me gain entry into the business. In the U.S. consumer market, 25 to 35% of the consumers are from the African American community. Black people love gold. We also have an affinity for Africa and anything that is African in style, African in design. And yet, in any major city in the US, there is not a place that you can go to buy African jewelry made of precious metals and gemstones. I saw that as a niche, and that's the niche that I'm developing. So when I opened the jewelry shop, this shop was the prototype for a franchise chain. We're going to do a few more stores in South Africa, and then it's off to America. That gets me back to my family, you see. And it also gets the products of these new emerging jewelers and designers into the principal marketplace so that they can then become entrepreneurs and be self-sustaining with their talent and with the design sense that they learned from their ancestors.
I used to tell people I was from South Africa. Didn't know anything about it at that time, but I told people my parents were from Johannesburg. So I think it was meant to be. Hello, welcome to Lemurian Guest Lodge, located in Houghton, South Africa, which is probably one of the most famous neighborhoods in South Africa because of our very famous neighbor, Nelson Mandela, who lives only 2 blocks from here. Houghton was founded over 100 years ago by the Jews who were in the gold and diamond business. When they just put in all the gold mines, the gold bearers moved right outside the city and they moved into Houghton, and that's where all these big mansions were built. The average stand or lot in Houghton is 1 acre. Some are larger, and the average house is maybe 10,000 square feet. There are absolutely no blacks in Houghton, but Houghton was a Jewish area. This house was built in 1938, which is one of the newer houses in Houghton. I practiced law for 25 years, started here. I had a very successful law practice, probably one of the most successful black lawyers in Chicago and probably in the States. I was easily pulling down $1 million a year, sometimes much more than that. And it was not hard for me to leave that life, give it up to move to Africa. And people thought I was nuts closing down a law practice like that. My plan was always to practice law until my kids got grown. And once they got grown, I had planned on stopping. And I always wanted to live in Africa. And I've been to like 27 countries in Africa. And South Africa is the first country I've been to that I really felt comfortable in and really felt I could live here. We lived 2 blocks away, and we had Lemurian Guest House then. And we bought that place in 1999. Then we decided that we wanted to do something different. So we sold that place, and we came here and looked at this place. And I looked around and decided it would fit what we wanted to do. Of course, my husband looked at it and panicked. He just couldn't think of anything this place could be done because it was a wreck. It really was in bad condition. And I decided, oh no, we can do it. And we started out, we're going to do it right. We started out, we're going to hire an architect, hire a contractor. And everybody had these issues. You know, the architect needed, get plans through City Hall. I don't know if this through City Hall, and that could take a year. And I said, oh no, we can't wait a year to get plans through City Hall. So I said, that's okay. I'll be my own architect. I'll design it. Now, this was once an indoor swimming pool. We were getting a lot of calls for meetings and conferences, and we thought we'd get better use out of this room as a conference room. So now we're converting it to an indoor conference room. We have filled the pool and we put the floor in. And once the floor is in, we're going to put in underfloor heating. Then we're going to tile the entire conference room. And once we put in the chandeliers and the draperies and more windows, then it will be a very beautiful conference room. And it's already booked. It stays booked, so we've already got 4 bookings for the conference room. This project took us about 5 months to do. So in 5 months, we put in 10 cottages and redid the house. So that means that I had to have crews going on all over the place. I may have had 10 crews working at one time. At first, I had a lot of problems because these people were not accustomed to working with women and having women tell them what to do, nor could they believe I knew what I was talking about. So I had to really crack the whip on these guys to get them to do what I wanted to do. But after a while, when they saw how things were going, then they got very cooperative. Now I have no problem at all. When I tell them to do something, they do it because they know it's going to come out right, that maybe this woman really does know what she's talking about. One of the things that sold me on this place was the beautiful trees in on this property. And Houston is one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in Johannesburg because of the trees. And one of the things that people may not know is each tree was planted. None of these trees are indigenous. They were all brought here. So it's probably like the largest garden in the world. If this was in Chicago, you're looking at $3 to $4 million at least. Well, if you come in 99, you could have bought this house for $200,000. Now the price is probably doubled, but it's still way under what you would buy in America. Because remember, we're in probably one of the top neighborhoods in South Africa. We're on an acre of land. We have swimming pool and tennis courts, and all the bedrooms got bathrooms, and bathrooms are in marble and granite, and the kitchen. So you talk about top finishing. Well, a comparable house in the U.S. I wouldn't be living in. I can say that I couldn't afford it. I stay in South Africa because South Africa is home. I feel more comfortable in South Africa than I ever have in the U.S. And so the people are very receptive, very warm. I mean, you are a person here. You know, you don't have to apologize for being Black like you do in America. You're at home in South Africa. So other than my children who are still in the U.S., you know, there's nothing in the U.S. I miss.
All right,
We're
so
going
let
into
me ask you,
Soweto,
Tyler.
and what you're going to see
talk
today
about
is
it?
what most tourists
Can you
don't
pause
see.
it? Can we
We're
talk
actually
about
going
it?
to see young people. Most of them are orphan or vulnerable because of the HIV/AIDS pandemic. It is a Saturday morning.
All right, yeah, Tyler, let's just actually talk about it. So, I mean, because you put these long videos up, but you got to give us a chance to talk about it. Now, is this woman's property? I mean, it's a beautiful property and stuff that she had. You know, that resort spa that she had. Is that still there today? Like, is that still there? Like, is that something that people can still go to and spend money at, or that kind of thing? Because this looks like it was from the a lot of it looks like it was from the and then why didn't that woman take her kids with her?
Because the bottom of her kids were grown. You know, people go out there.
Yeah, but she should be trying to get them involved in what she got going on. That's how
her kids do what the hell they want to do. You know, that's a dream to her to live in. Her and her husband moved to South Africa. If the kids want to come over, they can. So the bottom, you can't tell them why she got kids. You know, that's what people always do. They always use an excuse to stay in America. They wanted out of America, and that was it, man. You know, like one day when I leave America, that's gonna be it. You know, whoever don't see me, you just don't see me. Simple as that. You know, I don't care. You know, simple as that. When I make my beeline to the continent permanently, you know, I'm gonna be out of here. You know, so that's the way it is, man.
Great plan, Kyla, man. Africa is for like past 40 on and up. Man, Africa is the place. Peace of mind, peace. I mean, hustle and bustle.
I don't want to go there, Brooke. See, I like these people because they have money. I'm going to be in a position, you know, when I move to the continent, I'm going to have a lot of wealth and money. And when like these,
no, you got to have money to go over there. Plain and simple.
And so I'm going to have plenty of money to duplicate what I do. If I can find a way how to duplicate what I do monetarily here, which won't be easy, and get into different things in Africa where I can make the type of money I make in America, yeah, I move there in a minute. I moved to Angola, I moved to Namibia, Botswana, or South Africa. One of those 4 countries I moved to.
The thing about Africa is when you build your own house, first of all, it's not like
I wouldn't have built my house.
You got to build custom build property or housing or whatever. It's not. You got 2 plans. You got 2 plans.
So I'd rather be personally. I urge anybody that's moving to the continent like that for the first 2 years, fucking rent. Just get a rental property pay it for like a year, get yourself situated, find out what you want to do. So I would not urge anybody to get into African building a house right away unless you've been on the continent for a few years. You know, I would not advise that. I just seen it's just a disaster when people start buying houses and whatnot, building houses when they waste more money. You could be taking that money and investing in a factory or a small shop manufacturer. Africa is poised to have a manufacturing boom because nothing's made on the continent.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
black people want to spend their time building houses. The dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Nah, but because you know you can't blame. Listen, America is a place where they suppress you. They suppress you to put you in a box.
America's not suppressed. The problem is the black South Africa and Africa got to start attracting black middle class like South Africa. The rest of Africa has to start attracting black middle class like South Africa does. The rest of the continent, man, only attracts poor black people who failed in America, and they're gonna end up failing in Africa too.
No, but either this is the problem. Either the black people, the successful black people, or the Africans that are successful, they split. They're twins. Some people don't want to go over there. Some people successful over here, they just want to stay right here.
Yeah,
others want to go over there. But even the ones that want to go over there don't want to take the bull by the horn. And because really, all it takes is to come together, have a bunch of successful people. We come up with like a little fund, you know, start building real estate, businesses, fund. You know, look at somebody started. It was like a Guyanese lady that stayed in New York all her life, and a Senegal boyfriend. They went over there. They're building a market because they started in the retail industry. You know, they was going to school. They were working at Food Line, Walmart, all these places. Then they went to school. They were going to school to get together, and then they moved up within the retail establishment. And they went in there. They bought land. They're training the market women. They're trying to do their own Walmart Food Line like thing because they what I studied is what they studied, logistics. That's how I get to know them. They trying to get trucks, the warehouse in the same layout, you know. And it was even pitching to me because I got the same background. Was I interested? I say y'all go ahead and y'all take the first bite, and I'm right behind y'all if y'all need backup later, whatever. But that's what they're trying to do. So people like that take the bull by the horn, that are fearless, go over there, start everything from scratch because you're going with your past experience. Whatever you went through here, your experience here is what you think you can replicate over there. You see, so it's only few people that do that, that want to do that want to take the risk. Because that's what they're doing right there is risk capital. You see what I'm trying to say? If they go it all burns, they're still getting it back. But they excel at what they do because they even went overseas and stuff, Walmart and places overseas where they don't have like running water, sewage or whatever. So they know how, you know, distribution and whatever works. So they're just trying to pour their knowledge, combine knowledge into doing stuff like that. And they even pitch this out, say, well, not this round, later on, if y'all need a round of money, maybe, you know, I look into helping y'all out. I talked to a couple of people that I know. But that's what it is. Ain't too many people that can do that. But a few people need to identify each other and get together and do things together. You know, that's the problem. We don't have some kind of, how you call this? What's your headhunt? You know, like how headhunters go, they look for people. They look for people for jobs or whatever. We don't have enough somebody that can network people. You know, like even having cocktail parties and stuff like that, where people network, pass on contacts and stuff like that. Meet and greet, basic meet and greet. We don't have none like that. You know?
Yeah, but the thing is, the trust got to be there. You know.
Yeah, but that's the same thing. Like right now, they're doing their own seed capital. I say if you grow and I look at it and whatever, I can risk some of my own money too. But let them start it out. You see what I'm trying to say? But somebody got to start somewhere. And then you can be in the background. You be like, well, when you get to stage 5, 6, or 7, y'all need some more money or whatever. And I come and see how far y'all came. And I know how far you can go. Then you can get in. But we need to have some kind of like meet and greet, networking, where people can meet together. Look at we're meeting on the internet.
We have tons of those, but the whole thing is they usually fall apart because they're directionless. You know, there's no supreme purpose other than just black people, and they also have they get hijacked by freaking liberals and all these other people like that. Bomani sent me this thing where I don't know, somebody in his business network sent up a text message. Let me read it. And okay, it said, pass this along. It says, this is what all the shit ends up in. You know, when you supposed to be talking about business. DEI boycott clan. Why the fuck are we talking about DEI? I don't fucking have nothing to do with black people, you know? The first is to follow Al Sharpton's leadership. Let's follow Al Sharpton's leadership. Here's a DI boycott plan that has been sent out to share with all your contacts. The 24-hour blackout for schedule the first multiple of countermeasures to attack DEI. You know, our first official act. You know, as turn it off for one day. We shall show them who really holds power. Yeah, right. Friday, February 28th from 12 a.m. to 11 p.m. You know, we will not do, make any purchases, shop online, Amazon store, no Walmart, no Best Buy, and watch stocks go up. Actually, you know,
well, that's a boycott.
Yeah, it's a boycott led by fucking Al Sharpton. You know. What necessary you can do, only buy essentials, absolutely necessary. All right, this is a one-day boycott. Food supply, medical, emergency, silver, like spread, talking about it, post it, document your actions a day. Corporations may only care about their bottom line. If we disrupt the economy for one day, it'll send a message. They won't send shit, you know. Again, February 28th, that's the day I leave, you know. I believe I'll be on a plane that day, you know. I was interested to know. Y'all let me know how it turned out, you know.
I'm not attending. I want to attend. I mean,
what?
No. I wanted to what the gentleman was saying in regards to that. This is the problem with that. It's like, okay, those are all things that it could be espoused to do. But see, the thing is like, okay, it's you have an every man for themselves type of thing. Like, you know, that's why like a lot of those things that what we could be doing, you know, you do your I guess you'll say your crowdfunding or you raise your capital, you raise your liquid capital, and then you form the business plan. But see, the thing about with the Black American thing, like I said, it's every man for themselves. It's just like what's the guy that went over there? He went over there to Burkina Faso.
Oh yeah, JT the bigger figure. He ripped 10 million.
Right.
Got ripped off.
It ripped 10 million. Who?
JT the bigger figure. He did what you said. He had people invested in his thing in Burkina. First it was Burkina Faso, and then he made a beeline. When that wasn't working out, the new government came in right before the coup, and then he made the Kenya. Next thing you know, in Kenya, grifting in Kenya and whatnot. You know, he raised like $10 million. People thought they were gonna have land. They don't know how land works in Africa.
No,
so, you know.
my thing is you gotta see what somebody's doing. Somebody gotta have an established business.
He was a famous rapper and producer.
Yeah, he was a famous rapper. I follow JT, the bigger figure. First of all, the whole thing is all wrong. You see what I'm trying to say? He went to Kenya, Burkina Faso. The things he did was you got to establish your business as a successful business, period. That's the first thing you should have focused on. He making money hand over fist. You see what I'm trying to say? Then people come over and see, oh, I like what you're doing. Do you need to expand? Do you need to make it bigger? You see what I'm saying? If you got a hotel going, do you want to run another hotel? Well, I think about it. But you gotta find out if somebody's doing a successful business. Look at his books. You see what I'm trying to say? Why would you just say, go to people and say, y'all give me, let's get a fundraiser to do this and do that? Nah, you gotta have a successful business. Have an accountant look at the books. If you turning a profit, do you turn a profit on your business? Do you make payroll? You know, stuff like that. They don't look at nothing like that. Oh, they look at, you know, this is this bandwagon mentality. You know, bandwagon mentality. Like I see somebody good doing good.
Let me add to you when you get down.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, not to cut you off. I was saying that the first thing that is wrong with that mindset is like, okay, you're one man, and the thing about it, like you said, well, we want to like go over to Ghana and build a house, and it's like, see the thing about a lot of those things don't work with that because okay, we go over there as one person, and then like I said, you're trying to establish like anybody knows in business, okay, you have to come with old money. You know, you have to be able to go and deal with that government, have to be able to deal with that regional government, and you know, all of that plays a part. And you need a conglomerate. You need many people and many moving parts and lawyers and these different type of things. And it's like you have people trying to go over there. As, like me, I'm a veteran. You know, I did. You know, so I have capital. I can go over there. But if I'm one man and I'm trying to start a business, it's like, see, that doesn't work because, like I said, it's a every man for themselves, and it's like, you know, you need like I'll use an example like with the Nation of Islam, right? When they went to the Peruvian government for the Salam's fish, and you went and got the whiting fish, and then you know you had a business plan, you was able to order the fish, you know, in bulk, and then you came back to America and sold the fish, like you know your business and certain things has to work a certain way, and see a lot of times when people fail is they're going over to a government or to a country, and you're trying to do things as a single individual, you know, and it's like, bro, that, you know, a lot of that is going to end the same way because it's more to go in some, because the people themselves have needs. You know,
can I interject? Can I interject, Will? Because I have an established business over there. It's generational. My daddy and my granddaddy do most of the work. I'm just overseeing basically their hard work. Okay, I got a farm, I got my books, and I got everything. What I'm trying to say is they link up with the wrong people. When I say link up with the wrong people, you got to know, first of all, get with people out here in America. Okay, that will don't establish. Just don't randomly go to Ghana or other places and just deal with people over there. Deal with people over here. The people in America, Africans in America, don't want your money. They got a living. They have their own. They got a job. They got money coming in. If they want to help you, they're helping you. They're not looking for your money. You see what I'm trying to say? Start there first. Secondly, when you go over there, you need somebody that has established business. Like it's a plug. What they call a plug. You don't have to do all that lawyer and whatever. All that's recommendation. If I have my business going on, it's getting bigger. You see what I'm trying to say? My business is there, is established. I already have built the network with the lawyers, the police, the government, or whoever. I don't need that dirty work. When somebody's coming in as a partner, you're not coming in even with your money. You see what I'm trying to say? You come in to observe. You watch his books. You say, "Can I see your books?" Proper way of doing business by business principles. You watch a man's books. Do you mind if I get an auditor to audit your books? Do you mind if I watch your transaction, cash flow, what the liquidity you got in the bank? Do you mind? Well, white people, excuse me, because my dad did a lot of hard work before I came, RIP to him. And when white people go over there, which he refused them plenty of times, they wanted to go through a process. And he went through the whole process and he said, no, I'm not going to partner with you because I got to have 70% of whatever the proceeds is. Because I did a lot of sweat equity. It's generational. So we need to come out on top rather than you. And a lot of times there was one Dutch guy that went through it. They had a farm that did all the audit and everything. They checked how much liquidity we had in the bank, how much cash flow was going in and out, employees, when the last time we played our employees, interview, all that the right way. You know, a lot of people go in, they don't want to do things the right way. They're looking at it as a white man way. No, that's the right way. And even at that, there's no guarantee you're going to partner with me. You just testing the waters. But that's standard operating procedure. That you go in and do them things right there. You know? But we got that brother, whatever. Oh yeah, he's supposed to be good or no. You don't do none of that. Ain't no in business, ain't no brotherhood. You go through the right way, just like the white people go through the right way. You know? And if you can't do that, then don't participate. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. If you don't, they don't do that. They don't do it. And then if you say, it's a lot of talk like, oh, black people, nobody ain't how they have to teach you. Okay, if somebody goes over there to teach you, people don't only want to pay for the services because why he black? You see what I'm trying to say? So you got to be willing to go with somebody that can do the groundwork for you. You're not committing any capital. You're not committing anything. You're just paying to verify the people you're testing waters. Right now, you made up your mind. You checking as many people as you can. You know, hold on to your money the right way. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, but we go over there. Oh, it's black people over there. They're doing good. I see them got this. They got that. No, bro. We're gonna check everything you got. Is this profit? Is this business profitable? When was the last time you paid your employees? How much you got in the bank? How much is coming in and going out? You know,
let me ask you this. So you don't. I'm saying, so you don't think that? Because I would think, okay, me doing that as a single person, you know, or you know, as I guess say as a not as a partner or not as a person that, okay, when you know under an LLC where I have my business partners. I'm saying you don't think, okay, coming with that foundation as opposed to coming as an individual, because people can fabricate things, you know, people can fabricate things, you know, things change when you even if like I want to go to Ghana, and I got it's people that have told me that as actual Ghanaians that was born in Ghana that might have been in America for years, they'll go back to Ghana and they'll get got. So I'm saying that you don't think, okay.
I'm happy you brought that up. Because even with them, it's the same thing with Sierra Leone. You're gonna get got too if you don't link up with the right network. You see what I'm trying to say? That's why you don't rush. You're trying to test the waters, filling the void. You see what I'm trying to say? You go in and do a background check. You do that for a long, don't rush. It's not a rush process. You can take 2 or 3 years, maybe 5 years before you even make up your mind. You know, but you had to hit everything. You had to hit all the markers, man. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't rush the process. Don't deviate. Don't nothing. Go do it the right way. You know, you pay lawyers, they're trustworthy lawyers, they're gonna dig in. That's why you have to have someone. Most people that are successful, you know, sometimes in Africa when they partner with you, they look at it as a favor. Like, I'm making money. I'm bringing in money, I'm bringing in whatever. I don't need a partner. If I'm close to you, it's because I want to help you. You see, other than that, I'm doing good. Most business people in Africa, They're that greedy. You know? They once they get something from the ground up, no. You're not gonna partner in unless you bringing in more value, or they're trying to help you. But they got money. They don't need enough for you. It's the people that are not trustworthy are the quick ones that want your money. But the man that got it and is bringing it in don't need your money. If you stick around him, he'll be like, okay, let me do you a favor. I broke you into my network. You see what I'm trying to say? And if you make more money, you make more money. Because the opportunity they're giving you to make more money, you're not the only ones. Other Africans and other people from even the country from here going over there, you know, are trying to fill the man too. The man might give have some seed capital, and you have some seed capital. Let's see how it works. He got money coming in. He got a steady cash flow. So if it burns money, it's nothing to him. Those are the kind of people you want to link up with. Well-established people that got a good cash flow coming in. You know, you don't rush. That's what I'm trying to say, but that's it right there. All that, my dad and my granddaddy taught me all that. They build that. Now I'm just making sure everything don't go out of whack. It's just, you know, the way they get there at it. We got a steady cash flow, employees paid, you know, same minimum wage. We don't went up on the minimum wage. We got sick days. You know, I'm trying to make it American style over there, you know. Putting hard, all that takes work. And when somebody,
do you know Great African? I visited his palm oil farm when I was in last year.
Okay.
He has a palm oil. I finally saw how the operation worked. He has a crusher. They turn the palm oil to the palm nuts into crush it and grind it. He puts it in jugs. He has a whole warehouse and whatnot. You know.
And that's that. We can't keep our inventory is always low because it's a needy item. It's a needy item. Market women want it. The cosmetic guys want it. There's some Indians and those people come in. They have cosmetic companies. There are people doing household goods locally. They want it. Even across the border to Guinea and Liberia. Some people do that. They don't sell necessarily. They watch the price between Guinea and Liberia. Some go as far as Ivory Coast. Whatever sells well, they go over there. I know somebody who's in the rice business. It was supposed to be selling in Sierra Leone. He goes to Guinea and Liberia because they're paying more for his rice. We had a shortage one time. You know when they had a strike? Yeah, because those were the people that were doing that. The government had to pull them in and be like, hey, bro, y'all need to keep your rice over here for a while. You know, don't be quick to sending to the neighboring countries. So there are people like that, they got cash flow. They don't need a partner or they don't need nobody's money. If they have you they have you close to them, they're just trying to help you. They look at you like they see something in you, some kind of value. You know, you can hold a conversation with somebody and see some kind of value in them, and you'd be like, okay, my expertise is this good, but this guy got a lot in him. If I open my network to him, it can bring value to the country or help better the situation. Like somebody in road construction, you know, like if you was doing that in America, and then he's struggling, his vehicles are always breaking down because that's a lot of our problems. Our vehicle always break down, and we're spending a lot of money on the vehicle breakdown to the point that we stopped having vehicles. We told everybody, if you don't have your own transportation, we're not selling it. So at one time, people didn't want to come. So we lowered the price. They were finding their way. They found their own transportation. So that cut back on our costs. You see, stuff like that, you know? Anything that could help. You see somebody in a certain industry and you got some other expertise, you can bring it to better the whole ecosystem. You know? That's why people like that are well established. You look at people that could add to the ecosystem. That's what it is. Now these people just asking for money. No. Yeah, anytime somebody asks for money, cut and run. Cut and run. They're supposed to have their own money. They don't need nothing for you. I'm telling you. But so it's just linking up with the right people. I see all these people going to Ghana and whatever. But it's just a lot of people here that could have made life so easy for them. You know, if you want to do business, you can't be too shy. You know, when they say that closed mouth don't never get fed. You gotta be open, man. You gotta reach out, icebreakers. You gotta reach out. You know, start attending network, start attending communities. Know the who and who's successful, wear them out. You know, stuff like that. You gotta network. You gotta do the groundwork. You gotta hit the road running.
All right, tomorrow. It's been a long night. I gotta end the show, man. I'm tired.
All right, boss. I gotta run too. I'll
be back. All right, Al. Thanks for calling in, brother.
All right. And nice talking to you guys, man. I never spoke to y'all before.
Yeah, it's Al Morris. Good conversation y'all guys had.
All right.
Hey, Al, I didn't know you was on your way to Ghana. Why don't you come to Liberia with us next year?
Oh, you said Liberia next year?
Yeah, we're going on a tour. Me and Bomani's putting the tour. We already did one tour last year. We're putting one in 1 year from this month. You know, February next year.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I might, I heard good things about Liberia.
Sure, yeah, check us out. If you just want information, go my email. Let me see. Let me show you my email. Just email me. Email me, and I can give you all the details. You know.
Okay.
My email. Put my email across the. It's nation.collar5@gmail.com. Nation.collar5@gmail.com. Just email me.
Nation.collar5@gmail.com. Okay.
At gmail.com. Just send me an email, and I'll give you all the links and everything like that. You know, we did look, the tour we already did one tour in Liberia last year. It was off the chain, man. Me and Bomani had so much in our group. We had so much fun, man. It was this one's gonna be 10 times better, you know. But we have a ball. You going from Kala, you know, to Liberia. That's like this. I mean, the itinerary is a 10-day itinerary. Off the chain. We're gonna have investment opportunities and everything, you know. They link up with things. Unlike Ghana or Liberia, you could actually own property, you know, like you do in America. That's the difference. But anyway, I gotta go. You take care, brother.